it's even going to say.
Josh Giddey won't face charges.
I saw that.
Thunderguard was under investigation for alleged inappropriate relationship with minor, but police reportedly unable to corroborate claims.
That feels creepy and weird. That story bothered me.
Yeah. Every damn. Let me see. It should be up by now.
Yeah, it is. It's up.
Okay. Like every team they would play, like on the road.
Yeah.
Every time he gets the ball, like they'll get booed. I was just watching the game
last
night.
Oh, really?
Every time he touched the ball, they would boo him. And I wonder how long that's going to be. What's up, El?
They should keep it going indefinitely.
Indefinitely.
Why not? Yeah.
I guess, but you need some evidence.
Hey, man. Just because you don't get convicted doesn't mean you didn't do it. You gotta come to grips with that, man. I don't know. Hey, did he ever give a statement, like trying to explain what the situation was?
Always just it's an ongoing situation. I can't talk about anything.
Well, now it's cleared,
Yeah,
so he needs to sit down. Who should he sit down with? Unc?
Nah. I mean, sure, but I think just a statement after
statement. I don't like statements because
statements?
Remember our good friend Meg Thee Stallion when she was asked the question, did she have sex with Tory Lanez?
That's not my friend.
Her reaction told us that she was lying. The statement, you're sitting there, somebody's probably writing it for you, and you're like, okay, that's good. But when you have to answer a question directly, then we see, like, do you pause? Do your eyes dart? Like, what's going on? And that's what I want to see from Josh Giddey. So that's what we need from that guy.
You must be crazy if you think my love gon' boomerang, boomerang. I gave you my love, you threw it back at me. So I'm keeping my love, I swear on everything. You must be crazy if you think my love gon' boomerang, boomerang. I gave you my love, you threw it back at me. So I'm keeping my love, I swear on everything. Do you love me, do you not? Are you in or are you out? No more messing around, no playing around. Do you love me, do you not? Are you in or are you out? Better figure it out, cause you're stressing me out. One time, just one time. Can you say how you feel, boy, is your mind? Nobody tell no lie, cause you have no time. So please don't waste mine. No waste man can have me. Woman like me need be the energy. Me never bring you stress and me only bring you peace. So please come rescue me from these streets, make me wifey. Even if you pray to the most highly, there'll never be another woman like me. I give you love so divinely, so you better treat me nicely. Me now want to see you vex me, one rub on your chest and give you everything to the loving heaven sent. Angel show me in a dream, I mean just say you the one for me. So my love, one time, just one time. Can you say how you feel, boy, is your mind? Nobody tell no lie, cause you have no time. So please don't waste mine. No waste man can have me. Woman like me need be the energy. Me never bring you stress and me only bring you peace. So please come rescue me from these streets, make me wifey. You must be crazy if you think my love gon' boomerang, boomerang. I gave you my love, you threw it back at me. So I'm keeping my love, I swear on everything. You must be crazy if you think my love gon' boomerang, boomerang. I gave you my love, you threw it back at me. So I'm keeping my love, I swear on everything. Do you love me, do you not? Are you in or are you out? No more messing around, no playing around. Do you love me, do
Welcome back. Oh, man.
What happened?
I could barely hear myself. There we go.
There we go.
You guys are back on the bench podcast with Bubba and Pink, home of sports, music, and mayhem. All right, that's a new jam there. Make sure you guys go and check that out. It's on all streaming platforms. Okay.
I like that.
Boomerang.
That was nice.
Yeah, that was very nice, man. Got a nice
Is
little
that
vibe to it.
Is that an homage to the old Eddie Murphy movie?
Maybe she needs to get maybe she needs to get I just got a funny text from Big
pedicure.
Camp. No, it needs to get a feature. In a video from Eddie there, man.
Yeah, man. Why not?
That'd be nice. We got a really good show for you guys today. Don't forget, on the Bench Podcast, we're available on all podcast streaming platforms, including here on YouTube. Please like, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Okay. We got a good show for you guys as always. Okay. We have we record every week at ORAP Studios. Never had those guys on the show, so we're gonna get the studio owner and the engineer, the main lead engineer on the show, and we're gonna talk a lot of sports, entertainment, funny stuff, politics, all of that good stuff, whatever's trending in the news today. Okay, we're going to have some Dallas Cowboy fans calling in, just giving us their gripe, whatever they want to say. We're going to give them a couple of minutes here to just tie the season in a bow. It didn't end too well.
I think they might be tying the season in a noose and not a bow.
The NFL playoffs will continue without the Cowboys, and we'll talk about that. You got some really good matchups coming up.
As they should.
And old politicians is a very hot topic in the news today. These guys are just getting too old to be leading our country.
I've been on this for like a half a decade.
And we can't.
It's about time the unwashed masses caught up to me. Seriously, I've been on this thing for a long time.
No, you have. You really have here, man.
But
so what we're gonna do here, and what happened is, I was thinking about the Dallas Cowboys. As soon as they lost, I was thinking about the fans, the friends that I know, the friends that I have, and some of the people that I know within the city here who love the Cowboys, live and die by the Dallas Cowboys here, man. So I wanted to give them their space to talk here.
What does it say about you if you like a team that just chokes?
Yeah, because it's not like I think it's a difference if you're a huge fan of a bad team and a team that chokes. Like it's yeah.
There's a difference, but I just think you're not smart in either situation. Like, you don't have to be a fan of a bad team. You don't have to be a fan of a team that chokes.
But being a fan of a bad team, I think is different, right? Because what's going to happen is eventually they're going to get good. No team is bad forever, man.
They're not?
No.
What about the Cardinals?
The Cardinals have had some years.
They made one Super Bowl and they lost it.
Well, you got
the entire existence of their franchise.
You gotta feel good about getting there.
No, you don't.
Yeah, there's some
opportunity lost.
I'm trying to get this Bluetooth.
They might have been victimized by the singular greatest catch in the history of big games.
What was that?
The Santonio Holmes touchdown from Big Ben.
Mm-hmm.
That was a hell of a catch, hell of a play.
It was.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't understand why, you would identify with a team that either sucks or chokes.
Well, let's get ready here for our first caller here.
All right, who's it gonna be?
I'm hoping for Big Camp here, man.
We're hoping.
We're hoping, man.
What, are you dialing now?
Yeah, let's see. So we're going to. Oh, hold on. Let's see.
What's the minutes? Bob.
Hello. You are on the bench on the Bench Podcast with Bubba and Pink. How you doing, man?
Oh, man, what's up, brother Bubba? What's up, brother Pink?
What you doing, man? What are you doing?
Listen, right now I just got in the car.
Yeah.
Hold on. You say you just got in the car?
Just got in the car. Hold on. I just got in the car. Headed to where we going? We headed out to the streets. Me and my boss lady.
Heading out to the streets. Well, we won't take up too much of your time, man. I wanted to call some dedicated Dallas Cowboy fans, man, to give you guys.
Oh my God!
2 minutes or so, man. Just give me your best Cowboy.
Oh,
tell me how you're feeling. How is your headspace? And what needs to happen?
man, listen to me. I like no lie, man. As a lifelong Cowboys fan, I literally almost gave up. Almost gave up this year. This was the year I said, nope, I'm not doing it again. Because it really is like the abusive husband or, the abusive relationship you're in, and they keep telling you, no, we're different. I'm sorry. I'm going to counseling. And you really believe them, and things go well for a little bit. And then, man, it just beat the hell out you. You know what I mean? And that's how I felt, man. I have never been, historically, you can check the records. I have never been a Dak fan. I think he's amazing just in terms of a face of a franchise. He's going to say the right things, do the right things. But listen, both of you know me as a fierce competitor, right?
Yes.
There's something he misses that he just does not have, like when it matters. You know what I mean? And so for us to go in there, 16 game win streak at home, and to not just lose, but to get like embarrassed. It was almost like, yo, what have you guys been doing on your time off? Like our game plan wasn't there. Like Green Bay, you can tell they had a game plan. Stop TD, disrupt that, and so it was just more so we're just really what's the word? Befuddled. Like I really just was confused on what I was seeing. Adam Jones turned into Barry Sanders. Love turned into Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers combined, and it was like we're just watching the total dismantle of a team. And then Dan Quinn, like why are you playing so soft? Like they just kept dumping. They would get 8 yards, 9 yards every time they threw the ball. And then we made no adjustment. So, like, the equivalent is like, you're playing against a team of shooters, and we just been playing zone. And Pink is telling, like, Bubba, bro, this zone is not working. We got to get out of it. And Bubba's like, nah, bro, we're going to figure it out. And niggas just keeps splashing your ass. It's like, so I feel like today is the first day I am coming out the fog. Bubba, I know your Eagles, that was a little bit of a little bit of an ease, just because I guess it is the first time I can say as fans we were both in solidarity of like we both dropped the ball. I mean, because if it was a year to at least get to the conference championship, this was it. Like to beat Tampa or beat Detroit, like on paper, we should be there, man. So, man, as you can see, you're making me relive my trauma. Now, I'm being dead serious, man. Like, as a Cowboys fan, this year hurt me. Like, man, I really was in a dark place, man. Like, I didn't want to talk to nobody. Legit, like, I was like, man, I'm not going to watch them no more. Like, man, God.
It was definitely a tough one, man. Definitely a tough one. Well, we appreciate your time, man. We're gonna let you go get back to the streets. All right?
Oh God, man, Dave, we got to drink tonight. All right, brother.
Give the streets some business, man.
Y'all boys, love y'all, man. Y'all my guys, man. Holler at me. Peace.
Love you too, bro. Later.
Yeah. So again, the Dallas Cowboys, of course, in case you've been living under a rock, they went out, got completely embarrassed in their playoff game against the Green Bay Packers, a young, hungry team, not a ton of stars on that team like the Dallas Cowboys and things of that nature, and really just severely outplayed them from the top of the game to the end, right?
Yeah, I mean, I get what he's saying. Like, the Cowboys had a good year. They really got into the playoffs on a roll, and when you're in that situation, you're starting to think that maybe this is the year, maybe there's a breakthrough. And then in some ways, this loss was worse than any of the other playoff losses.
No, that's for sure. That's for sure. So we're giving some Cowboy fans an opportunity to just speak their mind, say their piece. You may hear some cursing words and things like that. These guys are angry and upset. They're lifelong fans here, man. So let's move along to the next one here, man. We've got a couple more so you can get an idea of what's going on out here in these cowboy streets. All right. All right. Let's see here. Let's give the next one a call. Hold on. Hopefully these guys are ready.
Yeah. I was wondering if Big Camp became a Cowboy fan during the Jimmy Johnson era. Because I was a Cowboy fan back then.
They were dominating, man.
They were the talk of the town. How about them Cowboys? They were doing cocaine and winning and good times, man.
Good times.
Yeah.
Hello, hello. You are on the bench on the best podcast of Bubba and Pink. What's going on now?
Everything good. All is well. Can't complain.
All right. So we're on the phone with Ruthie here. Ruthie, we're going to give you just a couple minutes here. Just speak your piece. You're a lifelong Cowboys fan. You guys go hard in the paint for the Cowboys. I know you do.
And they went soft in the playoffs for you.
Oh, the hate. It's unreal.
So how you feel about the team loss and where you guys are at, man?
Well, the realist in me is different from the fan in me. The realist in me understands that regardless of the every year choke, that there's a chance every year that on any given Sunday, any given Monday, any given Thursday, it could go down. I mean, Green Bay showed us that. I'm not surprised because as a diehard 30-year Cowboy fan, I've seen what we do in the postseason. So it's not really surprising. I mean, if anything, this loss was a little bit more embarrassing than previous losses. Because if you look at some of our previous postseasons, you'll see that we never really got blowed out like that. I mean, even with the San Fran bouts the last 2 or 3 years, I mean, it's been pretty close, situational type football, one possession type games. So to see Green Bay come to our house and kind of punch us in the mouth like that,
kind of about it.
Hey, this still, Bobby, this still, Pete, this still, it was a little rough. It was a little rougher than it has been in the past.
Yeah.
I mean, to choke is one thing. To fall on the ground, foaming at the mouth choke, that's a different kind of thing. So that was a little hard to watch. I mean, again, December and January for the last 27 years been Achilles heel for us. So I'm not going to pretend like it caught me off guard or nothing like that. But I did expect a little bit more. I mean, this is the most solid defense that we've had in the last few years or whatever. So I kind of thought that they were actually going to put up a fight. And then even if you look at what they said about us all season, they talked about how we played these mediocre teams. I mean, and if we're being totally honest, if you look at the Packers season, that's the definition of a mediocre team. They had some end of the season kind of like juice flowing and stuff like that. So respect to them on that. But I mean, like, name their top receivers. Like, who played for them? I mean, look at their secondary. I mean, okay, Jair Alexander a little bit. They got the gymnast husband out there a little bit. Okay, but I mean, who plays for them? I mean, it's really a nobody team. If anybody was a nobody team this year, so I was a little disappointed. And it felt like, even though they kind of got a slow offensive start, it felt like the defense was really the part of the team that didn't show up. I mean, them boys couldn't stop a parked car. Couldn't stop a nosebleed. It was like, golly, they just came in and had their way with us. It was unbelievable. I mean, I don't know what else Dallas fans can ask for at this point. I mean, we asked for a more solid defense. We got it. We asked for some juice on the offense. Dak and CD had a pretty good season. I mean, even with the coaching, when you remove Kellen Moore from the picture and you got McCarthy calling the plays, which is what he was doing in Green Bay, it seemed like it was jogging up some success. But when it mattered, James Harden. Sorry, Bubba, that was for you. It was a choke. It was a choke. It was like, oh, I mean, I don't even know if I expected anything different. I kind of was hoping that, we could kind of cruise to the first round and at least get that first round win like we normally do. We couldn't even get that, man. I mean, golly. I mean, it's still Dallas till I die or whatever. I know it's a few bandwagoners that done burned their jerseys, but no, we're still resting over here.
What would it take for you to forsake the Cowboys and just go with another team?
I don't think that's possible. And I say that as a diehard fan. I mean, I think the people who bounce from team to team, I mean, where's your loyalty, really? I mean, let's be honest. I was 6 when they got their last ring, so I did see a little bit of that triplet era with Aikman and all of them. So, and then again, my dad is a diehard fan. My grandma was a diehard. So I think it's kind of like in the blood. I mean, I even converted my husband when he came to the family. He became a Cowboy. So I'm not sure that they could do anything to make me kind of like walk away. I will say that I always got a team on standby, you know what I'm saying? So when Dallas let me down...
I hear that's how you ladies operate.
Hey, what's up, me? Let me put our secrets on blast now. It's secrets. Don't tell nobody. I mean, but I don't think there's any... I mean, it's been worse than this. If you look at our history the last,
sure.
Few years, it's been worse than this in some seasons. So I think when they kind of come back during the season and they kickstart a little juice to kind of give you a reason to come back. So I'm not sure that there's anything that they could do. But I mean, since we're in Texas, let's just go ahead and root for Pastor CJ. You know, let's keep the Texas dream alive. See if they can go somewhere since Dallas can't do nothing. But no, it's die hard till I die.
All right. Well, appreciate your time there, Ruth. I'll catch you.
Absolutely. Y'all boys be easy.
Thank you.
Thank you. No, that was a good point there as far as, and we talked about how well they played in the season and how it being a choke job. And that's kind of the moniker about the Dallas Cowboys. Every year they're going to choke. We talked about it early in the year. It wasn't believable.
It's the moniker of the current Cowboys.
Yeah.
It's what Dak Prescott's about.
Yeah.
And even if you go back to the Green Bay era, that's what Mike McCarthy's about.
Yeah.
You know, he bungled playoff games left and right.
Yeah.
They're made for each other.
And we just found out they're going to retain Mike McCarthy.
Are they really?
Yeah.
You've got to be shitting me.
They're going to retain him, even though there's a plethora of coaches with a great background. I mean, you have
I want to be
there.
very clear. That is an absolutely moronic decision.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. Yeah. This man showed you what he was in Green Bay. He's affirmed what he was in Dallas. He is not going to change, and you are not going to win. This is an absolute waste of time and resources. And I think that these two people that we just talked to should abandon the Cowboy ship because that's the fucking Titanic.
Yeah, and we already know you're forced to keep Dak. I mean, just because of financial.
I'd cut his ass too.
Yeah, I know. I would too. I'm not a fan of.
Where's Cooper Rush, man? He's a bright ray of sunshine.
Seriously.
They got, what's his name? The guy that was at the 49ers.
Oh yeah. The rookie who couldn't make it in 49ers, or didn't have a strong opportunity to Trey Lance.
I'd go with Trey Lance and Cooper Rush.
There you go.
Yeah, that's horrible. I'm stunned. I'm more surprised that they're keeping McCarthy than I am that they got beat at home by the Packers.
Yeah,
this is ridiculous. Jerry Jones, you probably need to give up the team because you're unfit to lead them. How old is that guy?
We're going to get into that later in the show.
We are.
We got two more callers here.
Old people belong in wheelchairs and funeral homes.
Oh, my God.
Not running organizations.
Next, we have Wood here. Wood is a friend of the show. Just a diehard Cowboys fan. He's actually been on the show a couple of times.
Please leave your message.
Wood is not answering for us here. So we'll move along here. He just texted me too. Let me give him one more chance here, man.
I'm finishing up a threesome. Give me a few moments. Let's hope it was.
Yeah, seriously.
Let's hope it didn't involve Mike McCarthy and Dak. So.
No, he's not answering. So we'll go to our other guy here. Hold on one second here. And here we go. But yeah, we'll see what they do with. You got to keep Dak, but Dak is and I think he's up for an extension either this year or next year.
Don't do it.
So they're up on a decision. But if they keep him, they're gonna have to pay him. You know.
Hey. At your own peril. If you want to submarine your entire franchise, go for it.
You're on the bench podcast with Bubba and Pink. What's going on, my man?
Yo, what's up, my guy?
What's going on?
How's it going?
We're on the horn with Derek. Derek has actually had multiple tweaks to make it onto Undisputed, man.
Really?
He's a budding star.
I'm almost there.
Almost there.
One more tweet, and they're gonna have to bring me on the show. I'm not gonna lie to you. They're gonna have to fly your boy out there.
That's funny.
Appreciate you being with us on the show here, man. I know you're a diehard Cowboys fan as well. If you just want to give us a couple of minutes of where you're at with the team and what's going on in Cowboys Nation here.
I mean, we heartbroken. I'm not even gonna front. We heard over here. It's necessarily you know the definition of insanity when they say you do something over and over and over and you expect a different result. That's what it's like to be at this exact moment at this exact time dealing with what we just dealt with, because you all saw the game, right? You all saw what happened.
Yeah, familiar with it.
It was depressing for everyone who is a Dallas Cowboys fan. And the funny thing is, a number of Cowboys fans hadn't even been to Dallas. We've never even been to Texas. We're not from Texas. We're just fans left over from '95. And
see, I was a fan back in '95, but when we saw the cracks in the Switzer regime, I got out of town.
What was happening the whole time, what really messed everything up was Dallas in general was trying to reinvent the wheel. And it's like, why do it now when you had the whole strategy that led you 12 wins and 15 games undefeated at home? So, and then they get to Green Bay and it's like, Green Bay's kryptonite, just like San Francisco is kryptonite. And I don't know what the issue is, but there's been a working conspiracy in my head that essentially the Dallas Cowboys are being used to fund all kinds of terrible things in the world. Because there's no reason.
Mainly bad playoff football.
Mainly, but you got to look at it like this: they're the number one sports team in the world at $9 billion, and they ain't pulled nothing off in 30 years.
Yeah.
They've been getting all our money. They've been getting all our cheers. And then what do they do to produce? Nothing. But we have to watch it.
You're making a terrific argument to no longer be a Cowboys fan. I mean, you
Look,
did
I'm
the insanity quote. I mean,
I'm heartbroken, my man.
Yeah, but you can do something about that. You can change the course of your fandom.
You would think they would know what to do with it, being, in the situation with Jerry and all this and all that. And you get Michael Irvin, yelling at him. You had Jimmy Johnson yelling at him. And then they get in the game and they forget what's going on. They try and reinvent the wheel. Micah doesn't show up when Micah needs to show up. I can't fully put it all on Dak. Dak walked away with 400 yards. He still threw 2 picks. But he did everything in his power to keep the team somewhat flourishing. But damn,
he threw early picks. He was trash. The 400 yards are empty calories.
Yeah, exactly. It really is. It's like marshmallow fluff. It's just there. It's sweet, but it ain't gonna get you nowhere.
Marshmallow fluff is better than that.
I don't know, man. 50-50. It's up in the air. But I mean,
that's like a Dookie sandwich.
It feels like a pub sub, but because they give you all that bread, like they're always on sale. Like, nah, I'm good, bro. I'm good. But I mean, with what they need to do, just in general, I mean, I wouldn't say like get rid of Mike McCarthy right away. Not right away, because
why not?
No, because here's why. They just got rid of the offensive coordinator, Kellen Moore, and this is what they ended up producing. So I say give him maybe one more year in that system. Let Dak play out through the end of the contract. Don't renegotiate nothing right now. Play throughout the end of this contract, because everything comes up next year. And
so basically, just run it back for another year.
But let me. We're going to end the call on this, Derek, and I want you to think about this.
Mm-hmm.
You started the call saying insanity is doing the same thing,
and they're going to do it again. That's what it is.
Advocating for them.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
that's why they're playing with us, bro. Look, you keep doing it until something works out, and that's
it ain't working out. I think after listening to you for the last 2 minutes, that you and the Cowboys are a wonderful match.
They're fantastic in a sense, but the only time everyone's going to be involved, literally, it'll be the last minute and a half of the Super Bowl. They're taking the victory formation. And that's the only way everyone's going to turn their minds on the Cowboys. But until then, no, nothing's going to change.
I'm pretty confident my lifetime will pass without that happening.
We'll see.
Hey, I appreciate you, Derek. All right.
Nah, man, it's a pleasure. Thank you.
All right,
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You too. Take care.
Wow. All right, we got one more call, but yeah, man,
that's just literally like he literally gave you the quote.
Yeah.
And he can't separate himself from the quote. He just wants to live in the quote.
Yeah.
I don't get that. I don't get it,
now,
man.
one thing about me, I'm a diehard fan of my teams, but I'm a fire a guy and get this player out of town guy. That's one thing about me. I'm not a run it back guy. That's not me.
Unless you're entitled to.
I will stay a fan, and I know that's something you're not so.
No, I'm not.
You're not so with, but I am. Let's change this up. We can't do this again, can we? One more caller here. and then we're gonna end this segment here. The biggest Cowboy fan of them all, and I told him to take his phone off of silent. We gotta ask him about that.
Remember the dude back in
Please
like, the
leave your
70s?
He's still on silent.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Remember the guy back in the 70s that used to dress up in the cowboy outfit and attend the games?
Yeah, seriously.
That's too funny.
Let me see here. Now, with them retaining, which coach do you think they should have really taken a serious look at to replace McCarthy?
Yeah, any. Yeah, and I don't say that lightly. Like leave no stone unturned. I was not a huge Belichick fan for that job, but I would take him over McCarthy in a heartbeat. But I mean, I would kick the tires and see if Mike Tomlin's available.
I'm a big Belichick guy for the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Because that defense has the players in place, and the one thing that Belichick has proved continuously, even with those bad Patriot teams, they're still top 10 defenses. He could turn that defense into an all-time defense.
This Patriots team, horrible record notwithstanding, put together some defensive gems.
Yeah, they did.
For sure.
They did.
You know, don't lose sight of that. It's probably a good fit. I just don't want a bunch of old dudes doing anything. I mean, I just don't think that's the way to go. And I think a guy like Tomlin would be refreshed with the challenge.
Wood, what's going on? You're on the bench, man. On the bench podcast, Bub and Pink. What's going on now?
You know what's going on with y'all fellas, man? Pink, you still the best in the business, baby.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much.
Wood, man. First of all, what's going on with your phone on silent, man? What?
Man, my phone not on silent, man. I've been trying to text you. It won't even let my text messages go through to your phone, brother.
Okay, it might be on my
They keep
end.
giving me the little
Did you block
the
it?
red something. I'm like, I don't know what's going on, man.
Bubba might have blocked
then
you, Wood.
5 seconds later, I'm blocked. Friends, how many of us happen?
Wood, man, what's going on with these Cowboys, man? What's on your mind after the Packers lost?
As a lifelong Dallas Cowboys fan, I'm not shocked. I'm upset by it. I didn't want to see it happen, but shocked now. I mean, you gotta think I'm kind of numb to it by now. But no, it's not. See, I think people pointing to the wrong things when they talking about the Dallas Cowboys. They keep asking us, is it a coaching problem? Is it a player personnel problem? Is it a talent problem? It's none of that. Boys ain't got no heart.
Well, how do you fix that?
I don't care what your record is, how people view you. When somebody walk in your house and keep their shoes on after they just been playing out the door and just walk all over your furniture, do kickback flips off your wall, smack your trophies on the ground, wrinkle your school clothes, and you don't have no fight, watching blown assignments, that's not coaching. It's not being prepared mentally. The coach can prepare you physically for this game and give you the mental notes. You have to mentally prepare yourself. All this that a coach has to have players mentally prepared. No, he has to have them with the knowledge. Okay, we done went through this motherfucking reputation. You got this. We got these plays down. Now when we get on this field, all coach can do is call the plays, man.
So you
gotta be a grown man.
You're okay with them retaining McCarthy?
I'm not. McCarthy's not the problem. Now he had a few slip ups, clock management here and there, but that one in the playoffs, that was on Dak. That wasn't on McCarthy. Everybody blame McCarthy talking about time, man. Dak, you know you can't spot the ball yourself. It's things you got to know. You talking about you didn't know that rule. You a quarterback, bro. You supposed to know all the rules. So like it's the little things. It's not about like we have a great team on paper.
Yeah.
But in the regular season.
But isn't the head coach
in the playoffs is about? And this is the thing. I'm gonna get to Dakota, and I just want something about a pressure moment for Dak. It ain't about he's like the only reason why he hasn't beaten any good team. He done beat plenty of good teams before. It's just this year they want to say he hasn't beaten any good teams because he didn't. It's because he was winning, and they were like, "Oh, well, he's a bad team." Because the scenario gets changed every time something happens with the Cowboys. Like we ain't heard nothing about how many receiving yards been caught on the defensive back since my boy got 11 interceptions. But I'm not gonna go back to that.
But if it's a pressure,
you gotta have heart in these pressure moments,
right?
You feel me?
And
these big time games,
if he doesn't,
you can't be the reason.
Why
it's
not
okay
change
to
him?
lose.
But why not change him if he doesn't have that?
No, but who we gonna get?
You can't fear who you're gonna get when you know you don't have the guy.
This man has a no trade clause and a $60 million cap hit.
Take the hit and
Where he
move
going?
on, man. Because he's hitting
Man,
you. He's hitting. No, because he's hitting you every season in the playoffs.
To prove it, yeah. Because this year determined he was gonna get his extension in the offseason. All he had to do was win one playoff game.
He's proved enough.
Now he ain't getting his extension.
There is no prove it yet. He's proved enough.
You can say that about a lot of quarterbacks.
But we're not talking about a lot of quarterbacks.
I guess y'all are big on the making it to the NFC champion. No, bring a championship to your city. That's what I'm big on.
I hear you, but you have to win a playoff game. Like
you right. You're absolutely correct. And he has one playoff game.
He
just ain't got out of the division around.
I just think you have enough data that tell you that Dak is not the guy, and you have enough data to tell you that McCarthy's not the guy. We can.
I can say that about a couple quarterbacks.
I agree. There's plenty of dudes that got out that are out there.
That's what I'm saying. So they ain't the guy till they are the guy. Matthew Stafford wasn't the guy.
Yeah, you're right.
Until he became the guy.
But it also required a change of scenery and a change of coach.
I understand all that.
That's not 100%
If
true.
they get rid of him, I get a new quarterback. That's not my call to make.
Stafford was
I'm talking about what I seen on Sunday. I don't know what's gonna happen in the offseason. I'm talking about what I seen on Sunday. It's like you don't. It's okay. All right, it's all right to lose the playoff. It's not a good thing. Nobody's happy about it. If you play good and it just comes down to the fact somebody got to lose.
I agree
somebody
with
just
that.
beat the. That's like sometimes you could play a great game and then something just like the Green Bay game. I don't hold the Green Bay game against Dak. Dak played a great second half, got the game tied up. Mason Crosby made an outstanding kick to end the game.
Right.
Somebody had to lose. This game, the second 49ers game. No, I'm going to say the first 49ers game. I think he played better in the second 49ers game until Tony Pollard got hurt, and it was all on him.
Right.
Because Zeke couldn't get but 0.5 yards a carry.
Right.
But this game was a direct, bro, what the fuck? Excuse my language. Bro, what the heck was you doing? I'm sorry, I almost got y'all.
No. This is not a family show, man. It's not a family show. You get talk.
All right. You know what the fuck was you doing? I'm talking about he was looking like a deer in the headlight.
Right.
He was looking like the people at the mall in Miami.
With the alien.
I'm sitting here watching this dude, and I'm like, dang. And then I don't even want to talk about my defense that night. Because it's like, okay, I could blame Dak for a lot that went on that game, but
Parsons was missing.
My defense allowed 41 points. Dak gave him 6. We can say a pick 6. The defense gave him 41.
You ain't winning many playoff games when you give up 41.
Your defense gave up 41 points.
Yeah.
I can see if Dak threw 3 pick sixes or had a fumble, he threw a pick 6. We was already in the process of getting smackarooed anyway. It was finna happen. We couldn't stop them boys. They punted one time the whole game.
Well, Wood, I'm gonna tell you something, man. I'm gonna look to have you on the show when the Dallas make some big off-season moves. We're gonna bring you on, all right? But I appreciate your time,
but that's
man.
the problem with the Cowboys, man. They ain't had no damn heart.
No heart.
All the talent in the world, that's beating in the middle of their chest.
The Tin Man.
There you go. The Dallas Tin Man.
It's like Ray Lewis say, man.
Dallas Tin Man.
It's about that thing beating in the middle of your chest.
That is.
I appreciate y'all having me.
No problem, man.
All right.
Always, y'all know Bub ain't shit, but Pink is the best in the business, baby. I love y'all boys, man.
I fuck with you.
Anytime y'all need me to chime in, I love y'all boys.
All right, man.
All right, one love. Yeah.
One love.
All right. That's good. That's enough. That's enough for those Cowboys.
Four
there, man.
Cowboy fans, 4 delusional people.
All of them, man.
Just really clear. This is why they are who they are.
They're okay with that.
No sympathy.
Mediocrity.
No sympathy.
At all, man.
Yeah.
You guys are back on the Bitch Podcast with Bubba and Ping, home of sports, music, and mayhem. Don't forget we're available on all, and I do mean all podcast streaming platforms, including here on YouTube. Please like, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. We got ORAP in the building. You guys can come up, walk up anytime you get ready to. Have a seat here.
You know what you think? The quote, you are what you tolerate.
Yeah.
And every one of those guys was essentially apologizing and okay with the status quo.
That's what they were doing, man.
Damn them.
I'm happy that I'm not, I'm just not like that, man.
Yeah.
You know. What's going on, guys?
Look at these guys.
What's up?
It's hoodie day today at the show.
Yeah,
It's cold outside.
When it's cold outside.
Oh, wow.
So I can hit a couple, you know what I'm saying? I don't charge much, Ten. I don't charge much, baby. You know what I'm saying? For a little hook.
He'll actually pay you to fuck up a song.
That's facts, man. So we have Ed here, who's the ORAP studio owner here, and we have SG. What would you say your title is? I said
It's
lead engineer.
Co-owner.
Okay,
Yeah,
co-owner.
It's my business partner.
There you go, business
Okay.
partner, business partner, all of that. SG, what's going on, guys?
What up?
All right. Now, first, I wanted to talk about, because, you know, we started our podcast here, especially when we went to the podcast forum, all of that good stuff. But this is also a studio, and we've had a few of the artists who record here on the show, like Ten, who's sitting right here, and a few of the other guys as well.
Yes,
If you
sir.
guys could talk about some of the artists who have come through here, whether to politic or record, just to get the people a general idea of what's, you know what I mean, what ORAP is about and things like that.
It's long, yeah. It's a pretty long list, to be honest with you, man. We've been blessed over the years and fortunate, you know, to still be able to do what we like to do. But just to name, I mean, some of them. I mean, he's done work with like Ice-T. We've had Little Boosie here. Obviously, you know, 10. Tali Yahweh, like we have major artists. To be honest with you, kind of put me on the spot with like name somebody. Like, I mean, dude, I could sit here and name off like half your favorite artists, and at some point they've probably come through this door, you know. So it's been a fun journey.
No, for sure. Yeah, I didn't prep these guys at all. These guys, this is
No.
straight freestyle.
How long have you had the studio here?
So we've been in this particular like eight years in this spot. I think 10 years total in the building, like 10 years roughly total.
Okay.
In the building. When we first started off, we had a smaller location that was literally about the size of this booth, maybe a little bit bigger. And even then, like, we were able to create some incredible work with some really talented artists, and, you know, really get out there and meet a lot of the people, as far as even going up to like the different schools and offering internships. It's how we actually stumbled across 10.
For real?
Yeah, like 10 was with us since day one, man. He did his whole school with us, the whole 9 yards.
Hold on,
Nice.
rewind that. Go from the top. So how that came about with 10?
So 10 went to school for recording, mixing, mastering, engineer. You know,
Oh, okay.
He's like super engineer as well. Dude, kid's super talented. But me and him, when we opened up the studio, me and SG, we were just like, bro, let's go up to the school and just like, cause at first I was like, man, I want to go to school for this shit. And he's like, why? But okay, whatever. And he's just down. he's like, whatever. You know, I'm down for whatever. So I'm like, yo, come take the tour with me. And we took the tour, and I met like Alfonso and John and a lot of the guys that run the school. Actually started the school. And I get to rapping with those guys.
What school you talking about?
First Institute. Yeah,
Okay.
First Institute. And they allowed us to come in and, you know, talk a little bit to some of the students. And, you know, word just gets around, you know, that you got a local studio that's actually interested in interns.
Mm-hmm.
And 10 stumbled across, like, almost immediately. And he's been with us ever since.
Damn,
Like,
that's
literally
what's
ever
up,
since.
man.
So, I mean, it's been
2018.
Damn.
6, 7, yeah. It's long little grind, but it, you know, it's obviously starting to come to light, so.
That's awesome.
The grind is real. For those who can't see, I got 10 in the building. You know,
Yeah, for sure.
pop in anytime you want to. You know?
Facts. Open door policy with 10.
Early video, he has him and Indeed it's actually like they did it for school credit.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
And his
absolutely.
brother,
Yeah.
his
There he
brother
is.
was going
His
to
brother
school
shot
at
the
the time.
video, right.
There he is.
And shout out
AUP,
indeed,
shout
man,
out to
brother,
AUP.
brother. AUP, shout out to AUP. You know,
Yeah,
He did his internship and shot the video as his.
that's
school
one guy
project.
I haven't talked to
What-
yet.
what-
we
what-
played his music on the show. though, but I
What
haven't
grade
talked to
did you get on the assignment?
100, man. They signed off on it, you know.
Nah, to sign off on his hours.
listen, our name is certified, bro. Oh, you know ORAP? Yeah. Cause they know, cause we ain't in the end of the day, one thing that's really been able to, I guess, help us excel a lot, a lot better than a lot of the competitors, if you want to call it, is our name means more to us than a couple dollars that we're willing to make. In the end of the day, the name ORAP is bigger, now than what we ever thought it would be, and it actually means something. So when your name means something like that, dude, you got to make sure that everything you do is, correct
At a certain level.
And I've
Right,
been in
yeah.
the air studio in Orlando, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing, I'm stamped that. Ain't nothing touching this. It's like the vibe also with the, the whole dynamic of everything. You know what I'm saying? The people that's running it is like they really in the field right here. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah,
see them
yeah.
every day, so they
Mhm.
make sure the shit is, what it's supposed to be, bro. That's why I fuck with ORAP, man.
Appreciate
That's it.
Yeah,
That's it.
For sure.
Yeah.
Now, do y'all have any favorable moments that has happened in the studio? Whether it was a fire track being made or just something crazy or funny
When you
happened?
walked
But
in,
what about the homeless guy
Richie.
robbing us?
I wouldn't say that's my favorable. I definitely found it hilarious that I got robbed by a black Santa Claus on Christmas Eve. I wasn't even fucking mad about the camera at that point, you know what I'm saying? But
Friday after next style.
Jesus Christ. But yeah, let's say there's a few. I don't know how far you really want to go on camera, but
As far as it takes.
we had I think biggest social media for as far as what I know, because keep in mind SG's here 80% of the time. I'm not always here. We had Lil Bootsy here, and this is when he was big and popping on IG, just going.
Oh,
buck,
yeah.
going buck wild,
They're going crazy.
Get $1,000, put your pussy lips on IG.
Nice.
So they went somewhere, had this big party, whoop de woo, whatever. He had some little chick with him, and that's when he ended up getting banned off IG. He was actually in the parking lot. If you watch the video, you see the DMC sign in the parking lot. So that was pretty.
I'm gonna tell you
notable
something.
for me.
Boosie always tell you Orlando is one of his favorite cities, and that's cause the chicks here, man, they go,
love him, bro.
Man,
They
they go
love
crazy for Boosie.
They
Orlando
love him.
chicks go crazy for Boosie.
He gets love all the way around too.
Oh, yeah,
though.
yeah,
He gets
yeah.
a lot of respect. You gotta remember, there's a lot of OGs in Orlando, man, that's really been in the industry for a long time, and Boosie's been in the industry for a long time, so he gets a lot of respect for the right people. Let's say that. You know what I mean? So plus he's always fell into that circle of people that we just happen to be fortunate enough to network with.
Yeah.
SG works with
You said what memorable moments?
Yeah, for sure.
We'll run it like episodes. How about when Haitian Fresh signed Badass Becky in the parking lot?
In the parking lot, Haitian Fresh.
That was-
I remember that name.
That was pretty dope.
Yeah.
That was one of them.
I interviewed Haitian Fresh in college, matter of fact.
We had a couple big things go on here, man. Big events. I used to do showcases for artists, and SG would DJ, and we would always partner up and do that kind of stuff. And it just came about, during the event things that we kind of tied in a couple things and was able to tie in a couple big events here for New Year's and stuff like that. So
Okay.
You performed in one of them.
yeah.
Oh, 10.
can't
Yeah, 10 came in and killed it. That was right before he got signed, but still that was when he was out every day. You couldn't tell him nothing. That kid works, man. There's a reason why he's getting the things that are coming to him now, man, because you're not gonna outwork him. I promise you.
Crazy work. And I'm glad 10 is here too, because one of the questions I have for y'all is you're recording these artists at all different degree type of levels. So we're in 2024 now. A lot of things are changing, constantly changing. So if there is a guy there rapping, depending on whatever level he's on, a lower level. Like what advice would y'all give him or her even? As far as to keep going as far as rapping, and what like I guess the word I'm looking for is like how to make it, but in 2024, like what are some of the moves? What are some of the things they should be doing? Because the marketing, everything has changed. So
So yeah, social media. I mean, there's no reason for you to not like record everything at that point. Your phone is in your hand. When a lot of us were coming up as artists, we didn't have necessarily that phone right in our hand 24 hours a day. And when we did, we didn't know how to utilize it properly. You had kids blowing up on TikTok and, all these other social medias that I don't even know all of them. But and consistency. I mean, the biggest thing is consistency. If with anybody that's doing any kind of, positive traction and anything they're chasing in their careers, because they're consistent in what they're doing. And most of it's not good. You're not necessarily
definitely the consistency, releasing regularly, like nonstop.
You think so?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What about
and then everything you release is not just dropping. It's like you have to make sure that it's released properly, like all the metadata, all the registration.
That's
so
a great point.
if you're not registered in all different areas, you won't get paid in all those different areas.
Right. Then you're doing it for nothing. And
there's a lot of streams of income off of that copyright of a song that you own. So, I mean, I would say in terms of marketing, definitely social media, but with each release have a lot of content surrounding that release, and then make a lot of content for the next release, and just keep doing it like that. And if you are spending money, just make sure spend it
right.
Make your dollar stretch. Don't just pay someone thinking that they're the playlist guru, or just doing a shortcut. I mean, there's a lot of self promo you could do. There's a lot of cheap. I mean, running the $3 a day Facebook ad campaign, like you can, start small.
And even now, like I don't know if you guys are like on a lot of social media networks now, but like I'm on Facebook and Instagram and stuff pretty regularly.
I'm on pretty much everything.
You
but
can literally
OnlyFans.
at everyone now, right? And tag everybody.
But that's annoying. I don't know what people want.
Who cares? It's consistent. Like, listen. Let me ask you something. Do you think that Blue Chew ad gives a damn how annoying it is? How many times do you see that shit? Right?
Hey,
you can't stroll down anything without a Blue Chew. I mean,
Big facts.
I'm glad I'm not the only one.
You got Twitter, right? No.
Try it out if you keep seeing it, and it go hand in hand with the music, bro.
Yeah, man. It definitely does.
No, I do. I think that you guys are absolutely onto something. I mean, I hate to say it. It's almost like the consistency and the saturation is more important than the art, than the craft. That's kind of where we are, and we see it every day.
Though. Don't put on,
to sustain.
Yeah, you can't just release anything, but the reason why consistency is key is because everybody doesn't see everything, dude. Me and you talk pretty much every other day, if not daily sometimes, right? So you would think as much as we talk on social media that I would see everything that you post, bro. There's things that you post I don't see for like days later. It's just the algorithm. So it depends on how like consistent you are is how your algorithm is going to be,
Because the other side of the argument I was going to say is some artists, they want to let their music breathe and like not post or not release so much music. So if they release a project, they want to work that project out damn near a year so people can.
Which is not bad. Like I mean, yeah, just keep pushing it. Just because like you recorded something a year ago doesn't mean that it's an old song. Who's heard it for it to be old?
Right.
Like who's it owed to? And a lot of the songs that you hear on the radio, believe it or not, man, they're not
super old. Some of them.
Yeah, some of them are at least 2 years old, man. I mean, just dabbling a little bit in the industry that we dabble in. I mean, there's songs that sit for at least a year sometimes before they blow.
Yeah.
But they still sound like you did it yesterday. It's about timing, like especially when you're talking about labels and
It's new when it hits the ear, man.
Right.
Yeah. No,
No,
I
if
like
you
that.
if you go back to like the Netflix thing, Genius on Kanye, when he was in the record label studios, he was like rapping stuff that we know as hits now, and people were like didn't know, like whatever. Just hey, what time we going to lunch?
Yeah.
So if that don't motivate you, I don't know what do.
Yeah.
Artists.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean,
Facts.
and again, these
Facts.
are just a couple things in our like input. Like, there's so many different avenues and ways to blow up. Like, so don't feel like anything that we're saying, oh, you got to do it this way or it's not gonna work. Do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're still dabbling. We've been in the industry for shit. He's been in the industry a lot longer than me, and I mean, you're talking years, man. Like,
Yeah.
So
That's one of Pink's main things. Just fucking do it.
do it. I mean, what's the worst is gonna happen? It don't
Yeah.
work. It's not. You know.
And you said a couple minutes ago, like some of the stuff you do, it's not good. Like,
Yeah,
but,
there's a
but
lot. There's a
you
lot of it.
don't
It's just
you
not
don't
good.
get good unless you're not good.
Right.
Like you got to go through that process where you're learning and evolving, and then it becomes something special.
Now, SG, you also are in production. You make beats and things like that.
Yes,
So what
the
about
producer,
artists?
sir.
Huh?
The producer.
Producer. What I said?
The producer.
Oh, the
sir.
producer. So there's a lot of artists that's using free beats, snatching beats from YouTube. Da 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 da. What's your take on that? Because I've been seeing some people talk about that too, especially in interviews and things like that lately. What's your take on that? Local artists, not mainstream artists, but local artists. Should they be paying for beats or is snatching the YouTube beat okay? Gold all of my chain was a YouTube beat. You know what I
Who
mean?
bought it?
Huh?
Who bought
He
it?
eventually bought it, but he snatched it free originally.
T.I. bought it.
What, off top? Eventually.
Wait, you're talking about?
Eventually.
it.
Yeah.
You're talking about what song?
No.
No,
I'm
he's
right
No,
now
but
I'm
that
talking
song you're talking about. What's his name?
Trinidad.
Yeah, that was like 10-year-old song.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the
As
only
well.
song I ever heard from him.
But that was just one example. But it's plenty of people who like
It's a bad example.
they'll
though.
snatch
It's the
it.
only
No,
song that you ever heard. It's the
I
only
mean-
song
he
you
made,
ever-
he made how much money he made off of it though.
Who knows? Probably
know.
nothing.
Bro,
I'm
like
just.
I said, T.I. bought that song, bro, before he seen it going up.
And he bought it.
T.I. bought that song, bro.
But that's a gamble, cause that can happen. That can happen. But that's what I'm saying.
When you steal the beat,
He didn't know the business. He didn't know the business.
so he's probably homeless right now.
Dude,
No,
that
he got
actually-
into fashion
That
and stuff.
happens to like most of the mainstream artists. Like their number one hit most of the time
They don't make shit off
fucking
of
don't
it.
make them no money, but
Yeah.
Right.
it grabbed your attention, so now they can drop this,
That bingo.
right?
You
then-
gotta
then-
have something behind
then
that.
And then from there, it's just having a product to sell. But
Yeah.
I mean, to all the I hate the term local art. I hate that term, but to all the up and coming artists, let's say that recording all day long isn't the answer. That's not what I'm telling you when I'm saying don't like just drop. That's not what I'm saying at all. Like when I'm saying consistency, because you need to hit other avenues of your music. You can't just record it and then go drop it on YouTube and expect it to go viral. Like you got to have some kind of a plan. Like whether it's going performing it at local bars or passing out CDs, flyers, even with like a QR code on it, to promote your music. It's a little bit deeper than that, dude. So like,
Well, and just recording off a beat you
Don't
just
own,
took from
right.
YouTube. I mean,
That's
know what you're getting into. Know that you haven't purchased a license to like share that copyright with the producer. Know that they own it. Know that they have the rights to take the shit down. To if you make a lot of money, to take their share and then some. And that's the stories he's talking about.
Right.
Where they don't own it, but now the between like YouTube content ID and like how fast AI is advancing for like music X-ray software, just scanning the internet for shit that's released that's already like registered as a copyright. I mean, good luck even.
like the whole BPM trick doesn't even work no
that's
more.
like
bro.
what a
Like
lot of
speeding it
artists
up.
don't
Yeah.
understand is
Slow it down, speed it
that's
up.
that's like a big part of the producer hustle to put a beat out on YouTube and register it with the content ID so that any streams go to them, no matter who else. So it'll either get taken down or credited to the original registered.
So artists who don't know the business, they could think they getting over. They think they hit the lottery with this fire
Yeah, I've
beat
heard that
and
happen
make
a
song.
lot in like the
Yeah.
Afrobeat world. Like,
Just
Oh,
know
yeah.
what it. Just know, like, to answer your question, just know what you're doing with it. Like, there's nothing wrong with using other people's beats in terms of like for promotional purposes. You know, remixes. Everybody. Lil Wayne did like 5 mixtapes of, you know, rapping over everybody.
but
else's
to
beat.
still like to take a beat from like convert to MP3,
Yeah.
record to it, and then just upload it through a distributor and have it on Spotify, Apple
Yeah, you
Music.
can't do that.
And think that nothing's gonna happen. I mean, at least buy the $30 lease to like.
Come on, at least
You-
lease it.
Like you want to be a millionaire and you can't spend $30.
This shit
Right,
just
yeah,
come,
no, for real,
it come
that's
with
crazy.
it come with knowledge, bro. I ain't gonna lie, it come with like self. You trying to go, see for it yourself. Cause like a little story I got is like in Memphis, I'm dropping music under different. When I first came up and shit, I ain't knowing nothing. I'm like, damn, how they get that shit on Apple Music, Spotify? I'm like, okay. I found this dude. He said, I put your music on Spotify. Give me what you say, $250? Okay, I'm like, oh shit, bet, yeah, just to get it on there, bro.
Yeah.
So I'm dropping all this music, not knowing, bro. So you can DistroKid, you can pay what $20 a year, and then nigga, you making that money. So I'm paying this nigga, and he making the money off the song.
And he making it, yeah.
But I bump my head now. You know what I'm saying? You gotta bump your head though.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's a great point. No, that's a great point. That's a great point. Once again, you got. Oh, go ahead.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
go
follow
for
up
it.
question to that. Like, so if an artist comes in and you're working with them, do you kind of, if they don't know better, do you kind of advise on the area of the licensing and how a lot of that stuff plays out?
That costs extra.
Okay, sure it does. But
If they didn't come for a consult, then like it's on them really.
okay,
Self,
okay.
You gotta
You know-
self do it, bro. Like you gotta.
I don't prefer to do that
Okay.
to other producers, but I do it as they came here to record. They said, I asked, okay, you have a beat? Yeah, I got a beat. Go to YouTube. I'm like, you got a beat. Or they'll airdrop me something, and they airdrop me a YouTube link. And I'm like,
Yeah,
I mean,
facts.
all the time.
I mean, they coming up though. You know what I'm saying? Just
Man,
speak for the artists.
listen,
They coming
I-
up.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
YouTube is the candy store. Like, okay, it got any
Yeah.
vibe you want. You know what I'm saying?
Right, but that,
Exactly.
and that's what I'm saying, man. There ain't nothing wrong with using beats like to.
No, but
First of all,
it's
it's
real
inspiring.
easy. I think a lot of artists don't know, but that beat that you're listening to on YouTube, just click the description. It always has the artist beat page, the
Fine
link.
print.
Yeah, read the fine print. It has the $20 lease option. A lot of times they give you like 20 leases for the price of one. Like,
But they ain't thinking that
Yeah,
song gonna
that's
do
true.
shit. That's why they don't buy the leads, G.
so if they don't think
They
the
just
song's gonna
recording
do
on
shit, why are they doing it to begin with? Why are they coming out to suck?
There's better ways to spend your time.
Right, like keep your hobbies offline then. That's why how many tracks on Spotify are unlistened? Like 43, 53
Yeah, I saw
million or
that. I
something?
saw that. Yeah.
Why are they putting them out there? Is it all? It's not all white noise bullshit. It's like people who have no
Just have
fans.
no following, no fans, right?
or don't try at all.
Yeah.
Right.
Like
Make
I've
product all
dropped
day, you gotta
I've
have
dropped
somebody to
something
sell it
where I
to.
didn't try at all, and it really doesn't do shit. Like you got to try. If you try, it can
It can go.
yeah, like you got to try for something to catch on. It's like you got to put in the effort for this to come out, and then extra things can just give it a pickup. It's not like there's no lottery in this shit.
Trying for them is just making a song and releasing it. That's
Dude,
not-
I remember
that's
from
not
my
trying.
little 5,000 likes, bro. I used to sit there and push share like 15,000 times a day and shit, bro. Like, I hated that shit. I hated it. I mean, and to be honest with you, that's why I didn't never make it as an artist. I was too lazy when it came to the marketing side of this shit. I'll sit here and record with you all day. My music was all right. But,
And-
bro, like, I hated going out and doing face-to-face marketing. Like, if I wasn't doing a show or, like, I really just didn't
But
care
it's
to
like you
do
don't
it.
even have to do that anymore because it's all about finding your niche
Mm-hmm.
and then finding how to reach them. They don't even have to be here. They could be some remote part, be some weird group. It doesn't matter who. Be as weird as you fucking want, but
Yeah.
be on target. Hit the bullseye straight to the same demographic that you're trying to hit.
Gotcha.
Your people, your tribe, as they
No,
say.
that's a real good point there. I like that. You think you got a niche, or you? What do you think about that?
A niche.
Do you
Well,
think
I know-
you're
I
in
know-
a niche market, or do you think you?
No, I know my demographic though.
Okay, you know your
And
demographic.
that's
Okay,
like
okay.
you said. There's something you have to do because
Yeah.
it's like you just shooting for no reason at that point. Like,
Yeah.
That's like you on the court. You don't know what position you play. You gotta know your demographic. Bro.
Yeah.
Reminds me a lot of
Who
Bubba
listen,
on
okay,
offense.
if a majority of people listen to me in Iceland, what the fuck I'm doing in Orlando? I need to get close to Iceland. You know what I'm saying? Keep giving them my shit, bro.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Find a way
Like
to
they be
get it.
knowing that, but then you will go, like you just gotta know your demographic, bro.
Nah, that's it. Yeah,
It
that's
makes
a great
sense
point.
from
Analytics.
That only yeah, exactly. Analytics. You gotta, after you release a few things, go through the data, see where they're coming from, see who's
Yeah,
listening.
where's your
Right.
plays coming from? Where's your likes?
See
Who's your
which
followers?
song.
that.
It's
I like
usually
that, yeah.
it's usually not your favorite song. That's their favorite song.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
and
yeah.
if they're your actual fans, that you finally actually got some fans, you got to give them what they want, because that's
Not
like
for
the
nothing, and
definition.
interact
of shit.
with them. Like if you have fans that are like not bots that are commenting on your stuff, comment back to them. Hey man, thanks for the like. It doesn't even have to be
yeah.
bending over backwards for anything. Just the acknowledgement that you saw them like on your post, bro. But then they'll go show their friend, and their friend's friend will show their friend, and then now they're gonna comment on you to try to get there. I promise you, this stuff works, man. Like it just, the algorithm is crazy, but it's about how many people you can get it in front of.
Yeah.
Right. No, that's
If
true.
you can get it in front of 150 of your friends list, it'll go.
The algorithm will
bigger,
give it
right.
to 150, 200 more.
Mhm.
Yeah.
For sure. You had something else to add?
Nah, it's just it's the things that you have to do. Cause I know, bro, nobody in this room know the algorithm.
None of
We
them.
don't even know what the fuck an algorithm really is. Bro.
Every time I
You know
get
what I'm
remotely
saying?
close to figuring it out, it's like
It's not
shit,
no
they went
real
right.
thing you can see, bro. Like you see what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
it's just
that's
there. So
What Kanye and Jay said was like, what nobody knows what it means. It's just provocative. You know what I mean? Nobody knows. Nah, that's a good ass point.
Wasn't that from Step Brothers?
oh yeah,
Maybe
it
they
was.
stole it
It
for
was.
that. Yeah.
So,
Nah, that's for sure.
Provocative.
It's provocative. Gets the people going. Yeah. Again, you guys are on the bench podcast with Bubba and Pink, home of sports, music, and mayhem. Want to give a quick shout out to one of our sponsors here, Royal13thebrand.com. Again, that is Royal13thebrand.com. Use promo code Bubba Pink. You'll be fresh in the winter, head into the spring. All right.
Spring can't get here soon enough.
Yeah, seriously, man.
We've had enough winter.
I'm gonna tell you something. I was in Atlanta this past weekend. That's a different kind of cold. It's just one state up, but that's a different type of cold,
you go to
man.
Memphis, bro. It's snowing out there.
Ooh,
Oh, no.
I never been to Memphis. I still ain't been to Memphis, man.
I've been twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, it snow like every winter it snow, or every once
Big, bro. Like
every winter it snows.
sometimes.
It's just okay.
It's pouring right now.
Right now it's coming down.
Yeah.
Ooh, I can't drive in
City
that
hot,
snow,
but it's
man.
cold. It's
Bro, could you
Nah,
imagine
that's
that?
big
I
facts, bro.
literally almost called in today because it was too damn cold. It was fucking 50. What was it? 50 degrees this morning. I was ready to call out of work, bro. I wish you would show me some snow.
I hit the garage door opener, and all of a sudden, I was like, whoa, what happened?
12 degrees in Memphis right now.
12?
I let my
Forget that.
I let my
that's-
car
that's
warm up
crazy.
this morning, Pink.
Yeah.
I sat there like an old Buick.
There's a reason I don't live in Connecticut anymore, and I ain't putting up with cold weather.
Nah, that's facts. That's facts. Let's get to some trending topics here, man. All right. The first thing we'll do here is we got a segment called Start a Bench with Coach Pink. And what we're going to do is, of course, it's trending topics in sports, music, and entertainment. All right. And you guys going to help Pink, and we'll decide what we're going to talk about. Give you guys like a minute and a half to talk about it. All right. First here we got – am I too loud? No, I'm good. First we got Tupac. Start a bench.
You always got to start Tupac, man.
Yeah,
What's up?
man. So, let's see here. Whoa. That's the wrong one. Okay, so Cassidy was in the interview here, and Cassidy was saying how a lot of people get it confused about Tupac, and says that he actually was, lyrical. You know what I mean? People that, like it's just a different kind. You know what I mean? So a lot of people quickly dismissed Tupac as not being lyrical, but Cassidy was saying that's just not accurate. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with
as far as his
Cassidy, and
poetry things like that.
I'm with Cass. I dismiss those that think he's not lyrical. To me, he was very clever lyrically, very engaging.
Who said
I don't.
Tupac on lyrics?
Yeah, I want to see those
Said
motherfuckers.
that.
Didn't he do poetry?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like-
nah, I mean, Yeah, man. Who cares what the stupid people think?
Exactly.
All we want is them in their coffins.
Yeah, Pac was
Maybe an urn.
Pac was fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. We ain't-
Pac still is fire. Like I still
Still
listen to
is,
Pac
man.
more than I listen to a lot of new artists.
He's
sometimes.
timeless, though.
And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
All right, that's a good one. Let's go with
Hey, Bubba, keep your head up.
let's go with Uncle Murder. Start a bitch, yeah, man.
I don't even know who the fuck that is. Really.
Oh, this dude be doing
Start.
the rap.
Start.
Nah. So Uncle Murder is famous for the right now for the wrap up. Every year he does wrap up. It's not about that though. He does the yearly wrap ups and he'll tell you everything that happened in the previous year and does it in a clever way. They're usually pretty good.
They're always good. That's why.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
have
I
to
ain't see
start
part
with
2.
Okay.
I listened to all 3. It's 3
part
parts.
3. There's like part 6.
Oh,
Oh,
damn.
you mean of the new one?
Of the new one.
Yeah,
Of the new one. He did 3 parts this year.
All right, let's roll with it.
So there's a thing going around. Fat Joe started it where, he was talking about the Young Thug trial, and Fat Joe was like, yeah, I lie in 90% of my lyrics. And Uncle Murder, if you're familiar with his story, he in the beginning of his career he got shot. And so he says he admits he lied about getting shot in the head. That didn't happen. And that's kind of how he got his start in his fame.
Did he get a shot at all?
He didn't
Just
get-
not
no.
in the head?
No.
So
Didn't
the
get
whole
shot.
thing's a fabrication?
Yeah. And so, and they're saying this, because they're playing Young Thug lyrics in the court.
Yeah.
Most recently, I was just watching, they played Lifestyle.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's no way I could be in that courtroom and not just start jamming. That boy got some quotables.
Did
man.
anybody, did you see
Nah,
the
I saw the
audience?
faces. Everybody was.
But what
they
about
kept
the
their
people in the
composure.
gallery behind? Were they getting into it a little bit?
They didn't really show too much of that.
They was like, how in the hell you expect us to know what the hell he's saying?
But yeah, what y'all think about that about
Well,
artists?
the theory that Fat Joe stole Big Pun's rhyme book, that could be proven true by that statement. Just
Oh, wow.
because, it's a lie if it ain't his rhyme.
To begin with.
So that's option. That's one option.
Well, if you lie about
Another
one-
option is just to throw off the authorities
Yeah,
of
no,
any
sure,
dirt
sure.
you've
No,
done.
you
So
could be-
who wouldn't say that they didn't commit a crime? Who had?
especially when these guys are in court, kind of facing their own music, so to speak, literally. So yeah, no, it could be a defensive move, but also if you lie about one thing, you probably lie about everything.
Joey Crack.
And I don't know if Joey Crack's written all his bars. So,
Yeah.
but like
music, bro.
it's not smart to say all the facts as they were
Anyhow.
to alert authorities if they're going to be fucking played in court as we're seeing right now.
Yeah.
So here's
I
a
mean-
here's a PSA to the kids: change up the address, change up the street, change up the location, change up the caliber of the weapon,
The name.
change up the
make sure-
name, change up the
Just
time
make-
of day.
Just make sure you say allegedly.
Allegedly.
In front of everything, and in front of every
Allegedly.
bar.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think a lot of rappers lie about a lot of shit. Like a lot of rap is a lot like WWE.
Yeah,
know,
it's
the-
exaggeration.
Exactly. Right.
There's
Hip-hop's
there's
like
some
wrestling.
that don't. There's some that take it too far, who think it's one thing when it ain't got to be all that. But
Mhm.
there's some that are actors.
So is every other genre though.
Yeah.
It ain't just rap, bro.
Yeah.
Country, all that.
No, but we
These gospel artists, man, they not
Rap
doing,
don't
they not,
like rap and hip hop's really. It's like artists are held accountable
What?
to like 24/7 be their
That's where
walking
it's-
song.
That's where it's fucked up. At,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
like,
yeah, I mean, we've talked about this before. Like a lot of rappers are actually good actors. Like,
Yeah.
and they can transition from rapping to acting at a high level, because I think that there's a part of rap and the performance of it that requires you to act, to create a character, and to be credible in doing that.
I mean, any music video is like a mini movie, so that
Yeah.
I mean, you really gotta act. You're acting out your song. So
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
even the newest one. Everybody's mad that Joey Badass got killed off of Raising Canaan, the 50 Cent show. And Joey is, I think he's a bigger actor than he is a rapper. Nobody even want to. Everybody's saying, "Hey man, we don't care about this tour you got and this new album.
That's a good
we want you in this show."
Yeah.
And it's a good
Joey a
transition.
good rapper, but shit.
No
hit
one's.
his prime too early. Now he in the music. I'm in the movie, so that's a good transition.
It is though.
Yeah,
It is.
A lot of people don't get to do that.
And no big artist is just the artist.
Right. They
It's
have
like
so
you
many
add another
multiple
hustle.
incomes.
You
Add
gotta add
another
another
hustle.
hustle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could you? I mean,
What
it's,
what you just say today?
What?
And I got to tell you about the show idea.
What's out of it, money pit. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Money fish.
What
Money
were
fish.
gonna
You a
say,
fisherman?
Not yet.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
They fish in Memphis.
Pink? Was that a real question, bro? What, Pink? You were about to say something. What were you about to say?
damn, I forgot.
Damn, guys.
I had a thought and it got away from me.
It's
No. I was gonna say like no. I mean, it's extremely rare for somebody to like be able to be like a pure rapper and not transition beyond that and have a long career.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can strike in that for a minute, but it's not something you can do for 10 years. And the people that have that enduring success have branched out in ways that rap is just a small piece of what they do.
Absolutely.
You know.
Agreed.
Let's go with Drake. Start a bench.
Star Drake, he's pretty consistent in these segments.
So a lot of people are upset, mad at Drake because he was in the club with a little kid, right? And the little kid is
not again.
Oh my! No!
Not again. What the
Not
fuck?
Day
What
Day.
happened?
Dude, everybody's in the little kids.
not
Except for me.
not in that aspect.
It wasn't Lil Day Day.
The kid was already in the club, and
No.
Drake, took a picture and was talking and everything like that.
Yeah.
And they were saying how, and it's really, I'm pretty sure it's finesse two-time son, okay. And they're saying how your kid is over. Whatever they were saying, like Drake, your kid is over and somewhere learning how to ride horses and speak 10 different languages, and you're here, up in this at the time it looked like a random black kid and talking about how cool it is he is in the club and things like that. And the kid raps, he's rapping and things like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know what you got. Is the onus on Drake or is it on that kid's parents that kid
It's
is
on
in the
the
club?
bitch ass journalist for making a weird
need to
post.
mind it.
Like you don't know why the kid was there. That was Finesse 2-time kid. Like he probably
Isn't
brought
he
him to
an
meet
artist?
Drake because when
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah,
lady.
come
Nah,
on.
I think the kid is actually an artist. Like he's on a lot of
Yeah, I'm saying, he's
finesse
an
and
artist.
stuff. But it's just like what he was getting ready to say. Like we know this a kid. What is it? Lil Day Day. He was like 7 or something.
11, like,
or
in
yeah,
the
11 or
club.
something. Dude, like when he started. But he's like a big artist and he's a kid.
Yeah.
But that's what. Where are they supposed to perform if they can't go to like clubs and venues and stuff like?
Nah, for real. Like, okay, so little story. Like, my son's a bass player. He was in a band when he was in high school. He was about 15 or 16 at the time, and there was a bar in town that they got to play their first show in. And so they went, they played the show. It was really cool. And then they went to play like the next month or whatever, the same show. And then somebody was like, wait, how old are you guys? And they said, well, you're 15 or 16. It's, oh, you have to leave. You can't perform. You do anything. Like, you're not drinking. They're there to perform.
That's it.
And it's like, if this kid's an artist, like, yeah, he's just doing what he needs to do to advance himself. So, yeah, fuck the journalist, man. That's a weak story.
Agreed.
But like, Rick, why would you choose to make that? I mean, the obvious answer is you get some clicks or attention for yourself. But like, seriously, what good beyond that are you doing to kind of run with a story like that?
people try to make themselves feel better by chopping down the people that are at the top. It's like
Yeah.
Bro,
Just
you don't
throwing dirt
that,
on
then
him.
have your-
I wish
don't
I
let
could
your
put my
do that.
kid
That's it.
overseas and teach him multiple languages and teach him how to ride a horse, bro.
and if this little kid's a
I got a-
rapper
I
and
got a
he's
kid
meeting
over-
Drake, he's in his favorite place on earth
For sure.
at that
Big
moment.
facts.
That's
So,
better than Disney World for that guy.
That's being a good dad. It's always going to be a weird time and day when it's music, any music, rap, doesn't matter.
Nah, that's big
yeah.
fact.
I got a kid overseas and he's only got 2 languages down and I don't think he's ridden a horse yet and he can't drive a car. So being overseas ain't all it's cracked up to be.
Let's go with
Touche.
21 Savage. Start a bitch.
Start him.
So 21 just dropped a new album, okay, and he's been on a pretty good run here, but a lot of fans are asking him, begging him to change one of his lines in his songs,
it's
which is
about
weird.
Gunna.
What's
Huh?
the-
No, not about Gunna.
Okay.
It's a weird one. So it's about it's a poop line that he had, a shit line. So
Oh, I love it.
he says, if it smells like gas, I think somebody pooped. And a lot of fans are telling him that it was a bad line and he needs to go change it. And it's good that Ten is in here. You ever had a line you wanted to go back and change, or people wanted you to go back and change, or you thought about going back and changing?
Yeah, I just had to do that.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. I just had to do that. Label asked me to do that.
For real? The label asked you to change just the line.
Not
Just
about
one line.
poop. Not about poop.
It wasn't because it was bad. It was because, like, it's a song called Argumental. It's a perspective of, like, you arguing with your girl. I ain't even necessarily talking about me. I'm just telling her it's like a storyline behind it. You arguing with your girl. I said, I slap you in your mouth, you say that shit again. Bow. Now we fighting all on the couch. She try to hit my chin. That ain't like I said, I slap you in your mouth. But then I flipped it. I said,
take that out.
I said,
cut.
She slapped me in my mouth. We fighting in the den. Cool. You
Exactly.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but I get it though, bro. She can slap me in my mouth and that's acceptable. But if I say I slap you in your mouth, you say that shit again. I can't say that, but I get it though because it's a sensitive time.
It ain't even it's not even so much that, man. It's just not. You can't really. It's not marketable. It's not marketable. I get it.
But that really would be going
But
on.
but it is interesting that like the exact opposite is cool. It's not like, hey, take that kind of domestic violence out completely.
Completely right.
But no, just flip it and we'll roll with that.
Absolutely right.
That's the hypocrisy of our times.
Suck it up, dude.
Damn, did they ever hear that Kevin Gates song?
Hold
Hold
up.
Have you met Kevin Gates?
Gates was.
I thought it was legal to beat y'all.
Yeah, I thought it was legal to beat y'all. Shit, it's my home.
That what you just touched on is what's happening with a lot of females in rap.
Yeah.
It's the not all of them, but a lot of them have bars that are written by dudes that just flip the genre. So now this aggression from this female rapper has a different like perspective because it's a man wrote it.
Right. Yeah.
So it's like the more aggressive about throwing any body part on anybody or like than ever before because it's like
It's a weird time.
Yeah.
It's a weird time.
Yeah, it is. Men are good writers for women because we know what we like. You know, they're gonna talk. We want to see some ass, shake some ass. You know, niggas.
But you like a violent chick, Bubba?
Here and there, it's not on mine.
Here and
Look,
there.
he said slap you in the mouth, and Bubba was like, "Shit,
Got my attention.
Sign me up.
story of the week."
Yeah, where do I get signed up for that?
The last two we'll just briefly talk about and pass here. So Kyrie basically came out. I don't know why he just came out of the blue and just basically was talking about how he pitched to LeBron last year during the playoffs that he wanted to reunite and play on the same team, play on the Lakers.
Okay.
So he kind of leaked that story, and saying that the Lakers, like Rob, the GM, didn't go for it. Didn't want Kyrie.
Yeah.
And now the Lakers could really use him. You know, Lakers are 10th or 11th seed.
Yeah.
They're struggling. And
Kyrie's playing relatively consistently now.
and he's playing relatively consistent, playing well.
Yeah.
Just dropped two 40-point games in a row. Right? Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of ways to read it. Like, LeBron could be pissed with the Lakers and suggested that Kyrie run that story
Oh, come
out.
on. You know the reason.
What's the reason?
Speak about it.
What?
Kyrie didn't offend certain people in the past year.
So Rob,
People that LeBron's aligned with
Oh, that's you're saying that's why the trade
wouldn't
didn't
be
go down.
upset about that.
No, you're saying that's why the move didn't go down last year. I get that. That's fine. That's cool.
And
But
why
is the
all
story-
things wouldn't go down.
Why is the story leak? I was kind of saying why the story leaks right now, and I'm thinking LeBron's frustrated. He says to Kyrie, "Hey, why don't you just make a comment like this, and we'll just put a little here on the Lakers."
LeBron can't even do nothing about that.
Yeah. No, I get that. He
for
can't
sure.
make the move, but he could do it. LeBron's a passive aggressive dude. That's totally on brand for him to be like, "Oh, let's just talk about something that's going to get people pissed," but not like in a direct way.
That's definitely why.
No, I agree. I agree 100% why the move didn't go down.
Politics.
Yeah, to hell with politics, though. Because I mean, like Hitler once said, "History is written by the victor." So if you win,
Wait,
You
didn't
write
someone,
history.
he's not the only person that said
a lot of people said it.
Yeah,
He was
okay,
one
yeah.
of them.
We can quote somebody else.
It was Hitler.
You got to quote. Probably shouldn't say it. That,
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if
if
it's
we-
like Voldemort.
I don't know if we want to be
Piggy
quoting Hitler and going
Shut
on.
up.
You know what I mean? But you know.
He had a few bright moments.
Really quick here before we go to our next segment, I wanted to give a shout out to Mac and Love. So every Sunday they are at the Gemini Hookah Lounge. All right, so shout out to Gemini and Mac and Love. She's a friend of mine on Facebook, and her food is just amazing, right? And she's worked her way up into Gemini Lounge. You know, we used to just buy her plates on the weekends. She'll pull up or we'll pull up on her, and now she's in Gemini. Next, she might have her own restaurant. Who knows? Because the food is that fire. All right, so if you want to go to Gemini for the music, for the vibes, if you don't want to go for either one of those, just pull up for a plate and exit out the back door. All right, but Mac and Loves, they go to the menu, all of that good stuff. Everything is fire. I guarantee it.
Can she
all right?
come here one day soon?
We can make that happen probably. You know what I mean?
Make it happen.
Yeah.
We'll bring
for
her on
sure.
as a guest, and she could bring a plate of food for everybody.
There you go.
Well, no, I mean, like, bring her in as a guest, but we'll cater or something. At least make it worth her time.
Well, yeah, we're not,
Make
we're
it
not
worth
gonna,
her time.
We're not going to steal the food. I mean, we're not those type of people.
I want the good food. I don't want the free samples, Pink. I don't want no chicken nuggets.
All right. Hey, don't disparage the chicken nugget.
All right, moving along here to another favorite segment of ours here is You So Crazy. So usually what we try to do is we try to determine whether Bubba's crazy, or sometimes we'll see if these people in these trending stories are crazy or not. Okay, so that's the goal here. All right. So the first one I have here is Boston Richie. Boston Richie is a Florida artist up in the Tallahassee area. Okay, new up and coming, but he has a strong buzz now. All right.
Boston rolls off the tongue a little easier than Tallahassee.
Yeah. That's a good. I don't know. I don't know if you were born in Boston. I don't know.
Tallahassee Richie.
Tallahassee Richie. Yeah.
That's too many siblings.
Tally Richie. Oh, we'll figure something out, Boston. All right, now
Leon County Richie.
Now he's facing a lot of backlash for dating an underage girl who recently turned 18 this year. Shout out to Jeremy, Just Black. I kind of got this from his page here. So
Is that what he was worked up about?
I mean, he's
been going in.
made probably 102 posts about it.
He's triggered. I didn't know what it was. What the origin?
Me
was.
either. I had to ask him.
Yeah.
So this girl here, so basically she was about 17 and Boston was about 25. So now he's 26 and she's 18. Okay. Now a couple things to note. The mom has already put out a couple posts saying that people are weird. There's nothing wrong with this. She fully is okay with it. Blah blah blah. All right. Boston really hasn't said too much at all, and neither has the girl. So the question comes into play about pedophilia. Is it wrong? Is it right? And all that stuff.
I'm comfortable saying it's wrong. I mean, pedophilia.
Pedophilia is what I'm talking about. But was this pedophilia? And my quick point, my quick comment on this is I want to make sure I'm fully. Pedophilia is wrong. If a pedophile should be put under the prison, lock him up, let him be raped, all of that good stuff that happens. Yeah, all of that.
Stone him.
But in this
Biblical
case,
stoning, I like it.
in this case, I'm not willing to go that far.
Bubba,
okay?
you're always carving out exceptions.
No.
You did about a month ago on something else.
I know, but giddy, isn't it?
You got a guilty conscience. Come on, spit it. Get it out.
But this is different, man.
It
And
is.
all of this, Jeremy talking about any age difference, 10 years, and that's going too far. Now with this, he's 25, she's 17. It's a little weird. It's a little weird, and it is wrong. It is wrong, but it's not the end of the fucking world. It's not the worst thing. The mama's okay with it, and yeah, maybe she's only okay with it because he got money. But I don't care why.
You know why she's okay with it?
Because he got money, and
No.
if she get a baby, she's
probably getting smashed by him too.
She's probably 32.
She's fine, and she's fine.
Yeah.
No,
If he doing that boy lit.
she fine. She finer than the daughter.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
there's no doubt he's getting both.
But I know I'm gonna be made to be a bad guy on this, but it's
Dude, these are just wrong. I mean,
it's wrong, but it's not like fucking.
Okay. So all right, it's it's wrong, but it's it's not as bad as the Holocaust. Like okay, like I get it,
Hey,
but why are we
I don't know.
splitting hairs like this?
I don't know.
Did he know how old she was when they met?
That's a good question. And nobody
Do we
knows.
know that?
Nobody knows.
And where
if
that
she-
Boston
if he knew
Richie
how old she
goes, was it okay for a 17-year-old to be? So he probably didn't know she was 17. Not to defend him, but like
Well, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
so
there's
this
a
is
lot to it.
this is
we don't
yeah.
know all the facts.
But this is
and that don't look like a little girl, right?
Exactly.
No.
You know what
she
I mean?
looks a little weird. Like she
Doesn't
has
even look like a
she looks like
girl
she's
all
got
the
a
way.
bad left shoulder.
I'm
Yeah.
sure she got an ass on her. And she 18 now, so I can say that. You know what I'm
All
saying?
right, Bubba. All right.
She 18 now, I can say that.
Hot
Bubba,
mic.
man.
Hot mic. Hot mic.
Bubba, you need to pay a pilgrimage to R. Kelly's McDonald's.
And listen, maybe not too long ago, maybe a long time, I had a little 20-year-old Colombian chick come through, and she fucked the dog shit out of me.
Really?
You know, and you know,
How old were you with this 20-year-old?
it was a difference.
Couple
It was,
weeks ago?
it was like a 13-year difference.
Last month?
It was like a 13, 14-year difference. And I'm not ashamed in saying that. She didn't speak no English. All she knew was hi,
Jesus
bye.
Christ.
Yeah, but you
She
leave,
knew
man.
fucky, sucky. And I met her at the gym. And I love that experience. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. That's good.
There's nothing wrong with that. You gonna put me in jail for that?
I didn't
No,
say
she's
it.
20. We have laws.
right. Yeah.
You're okay.
No, yeah, you're good.
I got no, but I do. When you hear a story like this, I do want like the context. Like, where did they meet? Did they meet in
Right.
like
There's a
a
lot more to
club
it.
setting?
Yeah, it has to be a lot
and
more
she's
to it.
claiming to be 18 or 21 and looks the part. Did they meet at a gym or some generic place like that? Like what is going on? That's important to context. If he was like deceived or tricked about her age, then I feel differently about the story.
Absolutely not. Because if you find out her age and you're still doing it, it's the same fucking thing.
Is he still? Are they still?
They
together?
never stop talking. Yeah, they still talk.
Absolutely not. Listen.
No, okay. Yeah, I know what
Here's
you're
my
saying.
thing. I got.
I bet if he wasn't famous, the mom wouldn't have a problem.
That's right.
Would
She
have
would
a
have.
problem.
She would have a problem.
Right,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
here's
I'm
my
with
thing.
that.
I got a 13-year-old daughter, right? She was 17. That's in 4 years. Dude, my 13-year-old daughter is at home, like, drawing on her wall and, like, doing kid shit, dude. There is no fucking way in hell a grown man halfway to 30 years old should have any kind of interest in a child's mind, bro. Now, I'm not one to say that, that the age gap thing is huge, but I think it is huge at an early stage of a female or even a male's life. Like, you're talking about a grown man and a child, right? You're not talking about a 35-year-old woman and a 60-year-old man,
I definitely agree on that. I mean, if you're looking at like, like what exactly are you talking about? Like when you're not having sex, like
right? Like what are you doing? Like
yeah, I mean this is
fucking playing Fortnite. Like,
yeah, going to Chuck E. Cheese.
You're
Like
like,
what's up? We have
But not all 17, 18-year-olds are doing that though.
But-
Some are a little advanced. Especially girls grow up
bro,
fast. Now some are
do you
different than
watch
others.
Boston Richie's videos? Have you listened to his
A
music?
couple, yeah.
Why would she need to be in that environment at 17 years old?
Yeah,
Well, her mom is a stripper or dancer. Okay.
Enough said.
but and that's the thing.
So she was bringing her kid on set,
Right.
just like Finesse with Drake. It's the same thing.
Could be. That could be the scenario. I don't know what the scenario is that they met or how if the mama was involved in the meeting at all. But that's just a fact
Listen,
in the case.
if it works for you, it works for you. I don't think.
No, it's wrong.
I don't look at it like
But-
I don't look at it like he needs to be locked up. or
Okay, that's
anything.
what
it's not,
I'm saying.
I'm not.
But
it's
yeah.
still. But you're still a sick fuck. Like that doesn't make it any better just
He a
because it's.
sick fuck. That's
You're
Yeah,
a sick
dude.
fuck, bro.
Because
he doesn't belong in with the rest of the sick fucks though. Like R. Kelly is a sick fuck. I don't put Boston in R. And like we
But
have to
how
have
do you-
degrees of this.
All right,
but see,
I get what you're saying. He's not R. Kelly's of a sick fuck, but he's still like a fucked
or
up
Epstein,
individual.
or whatever.
But it's still, but there's still you can't put like levels to the wrongness.
well, I mean, here's the thing. Like something can be wrong, but the penalty can weigh out the degrees of it. I mean, in terms of murder, we have first-degree murder, which is like a premeditated, I'm going to kill this dude, I planned it out, I killed this dude.
Right.
It's a higher level.
Right.
Then you have the second degree. Me and this other person get in an argument, I killed him in the course of the argument, heat of the moment. Then you have manslaughter. I just do something stupid, just fire off a gun into the night air,
hit him with my car,
and I hit somebody.
Right.
Then that's and so there are things, and that can be in sentencing. You can you are guilty of the crime, but on the sentencing phase, we're going to give you a year, or we're going to give you 30 years, and so that's where the thing is. But we can't. I mean, I think it's ridiculous when we try to excuse things that are wrong and somehow make it seem like they're not wrong. And I know you said at the beginning of the segment, this is wrong. That has to stand. We can't blur that line. We can say, well, this is wrong. What is the penalty for it? What should be the penalty for it? Now, the problem is this and Josh Giddey, apparently there's no criminal investigation. Nothing's going to happen in terms of a penal system. Now, court of public opinion, can we ignore the music? Can we lose sponsorships or whatever, or boo a guy whenever he touches the ball in a game? Yeah, we could do that, and that's probably fair. But wrong is wrong, and I think we put ourselves in some really fucked up places when we refuse to say that something's wrong. And
you can't pick and choose like what's right and what's wrong, man. Like it's right or it's wrong. And you also got to think about it like I know you don't have kids yet, but when you do have kids, right, just think about if it was your kid, what would you do in that situation, right? If you get a gut feeling that it's not right, it ain't fucking right, bro.
Yes, I understand that. But in this particular case, the parent signed off on
But
it.
see,
the bad parent.
Here's the problem. We can't excuse bad parenting.
Right.
If you have a shitty
Exactly.
parent, you're probably going to end up a shitty person.
Absolutely.
And that's a big problem. We have people across this country, globally, that are unfit to be parents, but they have a kid. And those kids suffer for that bad parent.
Absolutely.
Some of them can progress past it and enjoy life. Some of them, their life is forever altered by being subjected to a bad parent. And so you can't measure to say the parent signed off and that's somehow an endorsement. No, this parent is an irresponsible moron if she doesn't see that this is wrong. Or she has an alternative motive. I wasn't joking. He's probably smashing the mother too.
Yeah.
Or she sees a payday in it. Hey,
maybe my daughter's
gonna get knocked up, and then we get a check. Like people are like people.
I'm more on that.
The average person is a horrific monster internally.
Yeah.
And if they're not checked and balanced, like it's virtual evil.
Right.
All right. So I agree with you guys. Boston Rich is a little crazy on that one. Crazy. He's just plain crazy. All right. On to the next one here. So a woman went viral on social media and says that she went on 6 dates a week to save on food. She doesn't buy groceries. She didn't buy groceries for 2 years.
Jesus Christ.
Just by going out on dates and wasn't interested in these men. Just didn't want to buy groceries. She's not even all that attracted to me, but maybe if you're in that, in that lane,
Listen,
she could be attracted.
More power
to
your hustle.
Yeah, no. She set a goal. She met the mark. Hustle spirit.
I'm not surprised by this. This feels, if not normal, it's just acceptable. It's just it is what it is. Yeah, I mean, I've always said like a reasonably attractive woman who's talking with guys can do this. It's not a great accomplishment. It's not a great accomplishment in the sense it's not hard.
Yeah,
right.
If you're reasonably attractive and you kind of talk with a roster of guys, and
all you got to do is say hi. Really, most of the time.
Yeah. Hey, want to go get a steak? Like, that's it. I mean, now if she avoided getting banged on all these dinner dates, that might be an Olympic accomplishment right there. Yeah. Get her a gold medal.
But 2 years, bro. Like, there's no. She's the GOAT, bro. Like, how did you know? Like, what do you say to that?
I don't know.
So she's not crazy for doing this.
Well, no, she's crazy unless she's keeping like a
crazy.
Yeah,
like,
unless she's like keeping a journal and gonna release this in like book form or something. It's pretty crazy. 'Cause think of how like breaking the ice to superficially knowing someone that energy you got to spend every night with someone else.
Well,
that's
I'm
fucking
sure.
exhausting.
Yeah,
But
no. I was gonna
with
say
a mouthful
like,
of food.
the low.
Yo, she's absolutely crazy.
No, but most women are.
So she's like she's like putting on reinventing herself her whole game every single night just to run game and get free food, which I'm not knocking, but she's fucking crazy.
Nah, I would say it's probably not a new guy every day. She probably has repeat customers that she has dinner with, like whatever. It's probably
and I think he just said the magic word, customers.
Yeah.
Date most of the time is a polite way of saying, you know.
Yeah. Well, that's why I said if she got through all these dates without getting run through like a truck stop hooker, like that's the accomplishment. But the other thing is, like what you're kind of saying though too, like in all seriousness, if you're going out on these dates and you're not really interested in these guys, like that's a lot of like long awkward but like long awkward meals. Like you're just
right.
But
like,
is it though? When you're just like, oh yeah.
No, but think about that. Like. Again, like sometimes, like I mean, for me, like sometimes I'd rather just be alone, eating food peacefully, than to be where I have to kind of pretend to engage in conversation I don't want to have.
She's most likely a sociopath. Like she has no regard of the other person's feelings. I mean, she's running a scam every night. So
yeah, because you build up a tolerance for that's crazy.
Yeah, it's not. She's numb.
That you could just go, to these dinners and fake a conversation while you're eating and, whatever.
I don't care. I still think she's the GOAT for that.
Yeah.
Like, you can't hate that. You're a hater. You're a hater if you don't applaud that you went 2 years without paying for groceries.
This is what, like, I'm not going to applaud that.
2 years, Pink?
I don't care. Like,
2 years,
get a damn
bro.
job. Like,
she probably has a job. That's the bad part. She probably has a lot of money.
It takes crazy determination to be successful.
She didn't say she was poor. She said to not spend money on groceries.
All right, but, okay, all right, let's say, like, maybe she committed a great effort to do this. Like, in all seriousness, that type of effort and commitment could have been better applied than to simply save on groceries. Understood. Go do something more accomplished.
Understood.
So, fuck you, whore.
We're going to move on to our last topic here with you guys. So, there's been a talks that's been trending about older people that are in politics and even coaching and sports and things like that. And I'm going to play a quick video, then we're going to get into it here, and I'll explain a little bit more. All right, hold on here.
Age issues at 72, where he just said flatly, age was an issue. And it made me think of our presidential candidates and which job is harder. And which you would think age would be an issue in more, because both of our leading presidential candidates are a good deal older than this man who's telling you the Alabama job is too much for him. Which one do you imagine? Put it on the poll, please, Juju. Which job is harder on an old person? Alabama coach or United States president?
Or morning radio?
I think there's more travel for Nick Saban than our president.
Yeah. That's not true.
I think so, because he's constantly traveling throughout the week, even when they have a game.
So a lot of people are talking about the people in politics in general that hold higher seats, and of course the presidential race, that these guys are just too old to run the country. All right, and then you have a lot of coaches in college football and NFL who are just really old, and he was just comparing Nick Saban to one of his reasons for retiring and leaving Alabama was because of his age, right? So I know Pink has this thing where he's talked about older people in politics and how it just shouldn't be the case.
Older people in life, like, I mean, it's just they're not the answer. Here's the thing. I adamantly believe that nobody over the age of 65 is mentally or physically fit to run a country, to hold high public office of any kind. I don't think that's a thing that should ever happen. This is basically an age that we've acknowledged people can and should retire. And now we're saying it's okay to be the president. And I was on this over 4 years ago because at the end of last election cycle, we had 3 old white men. You had Biden, Trump, and Bernie. And you had these 3 ancient white dudes were your the finalist for arguably the most important job in the country.
The best we got.
And if you put it in that context, take political party and whatever out of the equation, that is a damn joke that we can't find anybody under 70 to be a viable candidate to run the country. It's an embarrassment. Like, you look at, my parents are in their upper 70s right now. They're a shadow of their former selves. Right. They're like, it's a joke, and they're not, they're normal. Like, they're not. There's nothing exceptional about their decline. It is what it is, and you have all these moments that the old bumbling fool falling around or stumbling for words. This doesn't inspire confidence in anyone. It's a fucking joke. It's completely. Ridiculous that these people are even allowed to run for this office or hold these offices, and I cannot fathom the justification for it. Because to me, there's none, and it's an absolute joke.
Y'all got anything to add to that?
That would just be putting an age cap. An age, there's already a minimum of 35. Put a cap on 65.
Yeah.
Like, I don't necessarily agree with that for every single person in terms of mental and physical capacity at 65. I think it's definitely individual, case by case
definitely
basis.
The majority, though.
And
sure.
a lot of it's like lifestyle and other factors. Like, the job and the role doesn't define 100% of the person, whether it's a coach or the president. What do they do the other hours of the day? What do they eat? How do they, like, all those small things? But that's just a small percentage of the population that are in tune with all that. Yeah. For the vast majority of things, Pink's right. I mean, if you think about it with driver's license, like, shouldn't there be a cap? Or at least I know they make people retest, but like, people's driving abilities decline. I mean, it's not hating. It doesn't mean
it just happens with age, man. Everything declines.
But all of your abilities decline.
Mm-hmm.
Your memory declines. Your ability to organize thoughts and speak coherently declines. Your physical capabilities decline.
Mm-hmm.
That's like they say in sports, like, age is undefeated, and that's a real thing. It's not made up. It's not phony. Like, I mean, here's the thing. A 70, 75-year-old person, if we talked to them today and like they were able to banter a little with us, we'd be kind of, oh, that was cool, man. That old dude was kind of with it.
Right.
He was with it for an old dude.
No shit.
He's not where we are.
Right.
And he can't do the things that we do.
Right. No, I don't
and you're saying, well, go ahead and have the most important job in the country.
But is it really the most important job in the country?
We could spin that around. I mean, personally, I think Florida State football coach is a bit more important. But, if you guys like your president, whatever. It is an important job. I'm not saying because of the absolute power that you wield, because there's checks and balances, all sorts of shit.
Right.
But there is a significant, like, figurehead role that the president plays. There's an appearance, an energy, a confidence that their speaking is supposed to give to the country.
Right.
And these old fools can't do it. They just can't do it.
Well, put it on the ballot. Age.
I think that goes for just more than the president, though. I think I said, like, across the board.
I said high office of any kind. I would Supreme Court justices. The Ruth Ginsburg, like, they were keeping that bitch alive on fumes. Like, just, to hold on to. They could get
Bernie's what, 80? He's in his 80s almost, ain't he? Close to 80?
Well, that's what I said. Like, last election cycle, your three final dudes were white dudes all over 70. That's not what we want. Like, this is COVID was supposed to take care of these guys.
Oh my god!
And it didn't.
Man.
It failed us.
I knew it was coming.
Yeah, but like, it's just not acceptable that this is what we're offering up. But I mean, like senators, judges, like any high public, the mayor, like, you should not be that old.
Nope.
We don't need you in that position. I mean, the logic of it, like you're saying, we have a minimum. Like, you got to be 16 to drive. We got to be 21 to drink. You got to be 35 to be the president, 25 to rent a car, I guess. But we have all these standards. We're like, okay, we need a certain level of life experience, maturity, et cetera, to do it. But on the back end, we're just going to say the hell with it.
Right, and if our life expectancy is around 70, you're gonna allow someone who's over the life expectancy
to continue to
I don't
do
know,
something significant and
definitely be a heated debate, and there's a lot of
it's not
there's-
heated. There's the
just
people that
in
are
numbers
right, and
because
there's the rest.
there's a lot of baby boomers still alive. So
Please, stage right.
until that happens, it's gonna be a debate.
No, I know.
But
And when you look again, you look into the politics and stuff like that, and like the old people, like they're voting on stuff that they're probably not going to be alive to
Even
see the end of. Like quite literally, like that's ridiculous.
Agree.
Like, yeah, you should have a fraction of a vote.
I mean, and not for nothing. I don't care what color you are, white, black, Mexican. It doesn't matter. Old people are the most racist people I've ever met in my life. In every culture, it doesn't matter.
I ain't gonna lie, my granddad was.
All of dude, listen, my grandma listen.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
Because there is
Stuck in a time.
there's a process. Again, when you're 70, 80 years old right now, you lived in a different era
Right.
than you and I did.
Right.
So your
I
formative
mean, that alone
years,
should make you not eligible.
right. Your
I'm sorry,
your formative, your educational years transpired in a period of time that is a lot different and held some crazy views. On top of that, you have like most people stop evolving.
Mm-hmm.
Like they reach an age, they just don't give a damn anymore, and they stop like caring. And a lot of them, they go into like the Make America Great Again thing. That was a campaign that resonated and was marketed to, we talked about demographics, old people. Because they're looking at their time, whether their heyday was in the 50s or 60s or 70s, and that's the America they want again. And history doesn't go backwards. It just doesn't. Time doesn't go backwards. It goes forward. And you can't target those people to do anything. They need to be marginalized so that the people who have fresh ideas and have existed in this time and are more suited to deal with the complexities of this time are the ones making decisions and being in power and doing things. It's so backwards to do that any other way. And again, like people, and sometimes it's 50 years old, sometimes it's, and you'll see it, like even like with their like stuff, like the haircuts they have or the clothes they wear, it just stopped at a certain point. It might have been 15 years ago, and that was the last time they changed their haircut.
It's
a lot of
been the
people
same.
at senior year of high school,
Yeah,
the same hair, the chicks with the same hairspray, and, like,
for real.
even the same shoes.
yes.
It's like wow.
No,
Still got the cuff in the
I'm
jeans.
serious, man. It's just it's.
No, I mean, it's a different time in
crazy,
general.
man.
Like you said, you need more modern, more people that can deal with modern society.
Yeah, for
Kobe
real.
says Pink for president.
Be better than
yeah.
anybody up there now.
Should I vote for him? I'd vote for Pink right now.
I'd vote for myself.
Did I miss anything that you guys want to add before? Because we're about to end the show with some heavy sports stuff. So to let you
Of
guys go
course,
if anything. We definitely
we-
appreciated y'all
We
time.
appreciate you having us on the show, man. Like you said in the beginning, all your recording needs. We got videos. We do podcasts, marketing, production, the whole nine.
It kind of echo what Ten said though. Like there's just a great vibe at this place, and you guys do such a great job of creating and maintaining that.
Appreciate it.
And and I really mean that, because it's just like from the moment we came here, it felt like home.
Right.
And and then we've met like other people like Ten and whatever. And every time anybody who's a regular around here sees each other, you have like
They're home.
Yeah, you're home.
It's home. I mean, you become family, man. I'm really big on energy. Like, energy is huge to me. I know you guys have been around here for years, so you've seen me just, like, up and bounce. If I don't like somebody's energy, I'm out. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just... So I'm personally big on that. So I'm real big, and SG's real big on... You kind of control your own vibe. The vibe is what you put out of it. You don't got to worry about us blowing your vibe, you know?
Yeah.
We reflect off whatever, we get out of you.
Yeah.
But that was always been the goal. It's like you always create your best music most of the time as an artist, as a producer, as an engineer, where you're at home in the comfort of your own home. But sometimes, especially in the industry, you need, the industry recording quality, So it's important to take that professional atmosphere, but still maintain that homey environment. you
Yeah.
know? So that's always been one of our goals, man. And, SG is really good at that. He's more than just a head engineer. He's like, head of sound in general. He does everything audio wise. So
yeah. No, it's funny because we've known each other for years now. We have you the show, and it's like even like titles and stuff. It don't even matter. Everyone's here. They do what they do.
Yeah,
it all works together.
It never matters.
And that's the best way to have it. I mean, for me, that's what I prefer.
Right.
Yeah. Facts.
Yeah, no, man. We all
we're all family people. We're all dads.
It literally becomes a family.
Except for Bubba.
Right. The only one of us here that ain't a dad is Bubba. You know?
For real.
No, I'm just kidding.
That's why he's so loosey-goosey on that pedophilia.
Come on, man.
Weirdo. I was gonna say, I don't know, bro. I almost got up.
You say this wrong.
I can't take this shit.
It's wrong.
Nah, man, we really appreciate you guys. You know, you're
facts.
awesome. You always have our support, since day one. Hopefully we just continue to grow.
That's the plan.
So, yeah, man, thanks for having us.
Yeah,
Definitely.
definitely.
Man.
We appreciate y'all, your consistency and
it's huge. That
keeping at it every week, always delivering quality entertainment, everything. I mean,
over 2 years straight now, man. I think you guys have missed. I can count on one hand.
It's a handful of weeks here and there.
No, I can count on one hand how many times you guys have missed since day one.
Yeah,
and that was when you started. You didn't even live here.
That's
right. It was flying down from Atlanta.
Yeah, I think Uncle Lilo was the first show.
Yeah, that was the first show.
Oh my God! And you
was
had
the
me.
first show.
That's all it took. I'm like, they're not going nowhere. You heard that shit?
That clip's up. Just YouTube search Uncle Lilo. Have a laugh.
But no, we do offer these services, and one runs the podcast division. But if you like the quality, you see the audio, all the graphics, the software, having live capabilities, we have different options for those looking to go live or just have a podcast or audio only. A lot of different options, weekly, monthly, whatever.
Just reach out.
Sounds good.
Thank you guys.
That's
All
it.
right,
Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. You know it. So, Pink, man, the NFL playoffs will continue here this week, and we got some big matchups, man. And you got some quarterback titans going against each other, Mahomes versus Allen and C.J. Stroud versus Lamar. Which one are you most interested in just watching from a fan point of view? Like,
I'm emotionally invested in the Chiefs, and so that's going to be big for me. But I do enjoy that other matchup is really good. It's dangerous for Lamar. It's really dangerous for Lamar. They've been the best team all year. They're expected to win, and it's also it's a lot like, not the same scale, but when Brady and Mahomes met in the Super Bowl, I was like, this is big, because if Tom wins, which he did, it literally cements the notion that no matter what Pat does, he can't catch him.
well, of course, I disagree with that.
I know you disagree with that, but you're wrong.
I'm not wrong. There's so many. He didn't have any offensive linemen. Like, literally, he didn't have not one starting.
But no,
offensive
the
lineman.
problem is when history
And
plays itself out.
Tampa Bay had the number one defense in the entire NFL, and the Chiefs didn't have one starting offensive lineman. That matters.
It matters in the context of the game. I agree, but like when history plays it out and you're stacking
History
rings
will
and
remember
trophies,
that. But you know
they
why?
won't.
You know
You'll
why history?
remember it.
No. I'm gonna tell you why history will remember that. Head to head, you know what I've learned in sports? Head to head don't matter. They don't count head to head. Like they don't say they like. I want head to head to matter more. Like I if Josh Allen beats Mahomes this week, and say he makes a Super Bowl run, which the Buffalo Bills could definitely do. They have a really good team, strong team. Josh Allen's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. You know what they'll say? Josh Allen's the best quarterback in the league. That's what they'll say. And it doesn't matter that Mahomes right now is 3-0 or 4-0 against them in the playoffs, and that'll be only one postseason win for Josh Allen. That won't matter. Head to head does not matter in sports as much as I think the average fan would want it to matter. Again, my guy Joel Embiid, he dominates Jokic every time they play. Jokic didn't beat Embiid to win the NBA Finals, but they say Jokic is the best player in the league. Head to head does not matter in sports as much as we would like it
head in a Super Bowl matters.
It does not.
It does.
Tell me in what other fashions does it matter? We don't say so and so beat so and so in the Super Bowl, so he's better. We just don't say that. Tom Brady
But
has 7.
No, it's not.
Tom
but
Brady is
that-
an individual
but-
case because he has 7 Super Bowl
because
rings.
that was a unique window of historical
Well, it's not.
time. Yes,
If Mahomes gets 7 Super Bowl wins, he's going to be the GOAT. You know why? Because he's going to have better stats. He won't get the 7, and they're going to say, well, you know what? Tom Brady did beat him in that one Super Bowl. They're not going to say that because they don't. Even if you take Brady out, and then you have who else has played each other in the Super Bowl? I don't even know. Brady has been in so fucking many. I guess the new era will show you. But it really just depends. But I'm telling you, head to head, just doesn't. They don't even talk about it in those terms. I never hear it. Never hear it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we're not even in the Super Bowl yet here. But I'm going to tell you here.
But why? But to the point, and it matters to me, I guess, and I'll stand on my own. With that, to me, C.J. Stroud is like the next rising guy, and we need to see where he goes. But he's got a lot of momentum right now, and a head-to-head win over the Ravens, over Lamar, when Lamar's the favorite, that hurts Lamar. Who already carries an albatross of playoff failure.
Yes, it hurts Lamar because of that reason, though. It won't hurt Lamar because it's C.J. Stroud.
Well, it does. It
doesn't matter who it was.
It does because
my point.
It's what it does. It's not a direct game as much as it's an accomplishment for Stroud that starts to stack for him, and we have to see where this goes.
Yeah, but they won't say. My point to that is they won't say C.J. Stroud is better than Lamar Jackson. Even though he beat him head to head, that's the only time they played in the playoffs. You say, okay, he beat him head to head, he must be better. They won't say that.
Not directly, no. I agree with that.
Okay.
But what you're doing, and I wasn't like with the Mahomes and Brady thing. You're still notching yourself on a trajectory above that guy, and that's the significance of it.
But he still is.
What do you mean?
Because nobody has won as much as Mahomes up to this date, up until for his age and for his.
I'm talking about this Lamar CJ matchup.
And for CJ, it'd be the same. It'd be the same. If he makes a Super Bowl run, nobody has won as soon as he did. I mean, he's a rookie. I mean, a rookie for God's sake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But for that reason is why I'm more interested in this matchup. Because of the Lamar factor. C.J. Stroud is a hell of a quarterback. He's a rookie and he's on a young and exciting team. But this game means so much for Lamar, but because of his postseason, I don't want to say failures. I guess you could say failures because he didn't win, but his him being marginal in those games, marginal to sometimes even just flat out bad. And he just cannot. This is a strong team, like you said. For everything you said,
everything's lined up for him.
Everything is lined up for him to go win the Super Bowl this year.
Right, exactly.
They're not even that hurt. Injuries are not a concern. He has to come out and perform. There is no wiggle room, and they cannot lose this game for whatever reason. The defense gives up 45. He better put up 47. You know what I mean? Put 46.
No, I agree with you. He has no margin for error in this game, but I'm just like for the trajectory of C.J. Stroud. To get a win over Lamar in a playoff game would be like there's a different dynamic than if the Browns had won last week and Joe Flacco beats him. There's just a different dynamic because you're looking at the ascendancy of a star. Where does C.J. Stroud go? How high can he fly?
Yeah. But honestly, he's still going to be a star. But yes, if he does beat Lamar in his first, yes, in the second divisional round playoff game.
I mean, here's the thing: a couple months back, you kind of like laid out a litany of accomplishments of Pat Mahomes.
Yeah,
and it was mind-boggling because I hadn't heard all those things. Like what I'm saying, like with C.J. Stroud is okay. Like if he wins and maybe he gets to like whatever, like then he starts to stack that sort of resume.
Yeah.
And again, we're 1 year in, but it's still like where do we go with this?
Where do we go? Where can we go with this? Now I fully expect for the Ravens to win because the Ravens are a better football team. And it will take a Herculean effort from C.J. Stroud again. Now, the Cleveland Browns had the number 1 or number 2 ranked defense in the league. Them and the 49ers were going back and forth. So that was very impressive.
But
there
was a pair of pick sixes.
Yeah.
And again, and there was also a point where they just got rolled
In the fourth, yeah.
in
the fourth.
and so I always look at a game like I don't necessarily overreact to like that. And
No, he didn't. I'm not saying he
I'm
destroyed
not even
him,
saying from the
but it
perspective
was
of CJ, but looking at the game as a whole, it was like, you get a couple defensive touchdowns and whatever.
Yeah, but they still had an impressive offensive output.
They did.
In that game.
They were good.
And especially against a defense of that caliber, is my point. It wasn't a middle of the road Las Vegas, whatever Chargers defense or whatever. So that's why I'm most interested in that game. Now, as far as the Chiefs and Bills game, both games have these fucking headlines and things because, of course, like I said, Mahomes is either 3-0 or 4-0 against Allen and the Bills, and this seems like it would be the perfect year for Allen. Buffalo is at home. They're the favorites to win this game. And, it's one of those – Allen is in a similar situation as Lamar. I think Lamar has more pressure on him. But Allen, as far as, like, if it's not now, then when? And
well, go back to the middle of this season. Like, the Bills felt done. Like, you weren't figuring there's a deep playoff run in that team. Josh wasn't great. The team didn't seem like a happy together team. And again, they've kind of been to the playoffs a couple years in a row now and always fallen short. And for them to be in this place and be a favorite, that's a pretty stunning reversal from maybe week 8 or 9 this year.
And they beat the Chiefs earlier. Earlier in this year, they beat the Chiefs. I want to say it was definitely at Arrowhead. I could be wrong on that, but I watched that game, and they do have the better team, but in the playoffs, it's just, especially during their matchups, these teams have honestly been fairly even. I think this is the first year where really the Bills do have a better team, but honestly, the difference has been Mahomes. I mean, Mahomes has just been that much better than Allen in these playoff games, and Allen hasn't been bad at all. It's just Mahomes has just been that much better.
Yeah.
And the thing is, with these elite quarterbacks, even though one guy is better, one guy does not win every time. I know Brady has 7 Super Bowls, but he didn't beat Manning every time. He didn't beat,
he maybe lost 3.
You know what I mean? He didn't beat these elite quarterbacks every single time they played.
Yeah.
So you can't have that outcome. You got to find a way to get some and outplay that other elite quarterback in 1 or 2 of these times, in your early career. So we'll see how that goes. That's Sunday. I saw a good point was made about the times these games are played. Buffalo during this time of the year, of course, always is bad weather. And they have this as a 6:30, 7 o'clock game on Sunday.
Okay.
And the Detroit game is early. And of course, Detroit plays in a dome.
Did you see
they
the
should
Todd
be the
Bowles?
late game.
Did you see the Todd Bowles clip?
No.
Oh my God, he was at the press conference, and some reporter is asking this question like, Coach, how are you going to deal with the cold and going on? And he's like looking, and he goes, you do realize we're playing indoors up there, and we'll be in the cold for maybe 20 seconds from the bus to the door, but we'll be fine. It was so weird. The reporter had no clue that game was going to be indoors.
And I think I understand. You want Mahomes, Allen close to prime time as possible.
So, you're saying
you got to put that game early in the day.
Arguably better at 4 o'clock than it's going to be at 6 or 7 o'clock.
Like 1 or the first game is usually at 1 or 2.
Well, did they? But it sounds like it feels like they slid them back.
A little
like they
bit,
did
right?
that. They did that this weekend. It was like
so 3 o'clock.
You had a 4 and
3.
like a 4 and an 8, and now we're gonna have a 3 and a 6. I don't think they're playing at 1.
It's going to be 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 3
so
and
3
6.
o'clock. Yeah. So the weather
okay.
is going to be better. Yeah. Much better at 3 o'clock than it is at 7 or 6:30 or 7.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you're going into 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. You know what I mean? At nighttime.
Yeah, but they want
Buffalo.
that prime time. They want that prime time.
Yeah, but you're the NFL. Every one of your playoff games is primetime. Especially, I know Mahomes is your cash cow right now, but anytime Mahomes plays, people are going to find a way to watch.
Yeah,
It's not as but whatever. So that's going to draw huge ratings. It's just the weather is going to be bad.
And so you got Detroit, Tampa. I like Detroit to win, but I think Tampa will be feisty. And then we have Green Bay and San Francisco.
Yeah, that's on Saturday night game.
Okay.
I
think San Francisco wins.
I think they roll.
Yeah.
I think they roll easily.
San Francisco really had like almost a cherry pick pathway to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's the way the things broke out. I mean, even if Dallas is in this spot, I mean, we saw that.
No, yeah, we don't trust. You don't trust Dallas.
They destroyed Dallas.
You know, and and I know 49ers pounded them when they played, but like
they pounded the Eagles.
Well,
and the
what
Cowboys.
I'm saying, where I was going with that is that at one point the Eagles looked much better, and they basically fell apart. And so you don't have that, and so you kind of have like the upstart Bucks. You have the Detroit, who's kind of making their way into this for the first time in a long time, and then you have Green Bay, who played great last week, but wasn't a real feeling most of the year that that's a great team.
No, they just caught a very weak team in the playoffs.
But truth be told, like we only had one good football game last weekend, the Detroit and the Rams. The rest of the games were pretty bad. And so, I mean, I hope these matchups will provide some better games.
Yeah.
Because there was, they played 6 games last weekend, and 1 was good.
Yeah, the Steelers, you just never got a feeling they were going to make a real run. But they made it competitive, I guess you could say.
Yeah, it's kind of
they made it watchable.
But that was the thing. Like it was hard to believe they're going to make a big run.
You never believe.
So you're watching it, and it was somewhat competitive. I mean, the Cowboys got drubbed. I mean, there was entertainment in watching that happen. But at the end of the day, the Texans really put it on Cleveland.
Yeah.
And the Chiefs the Dolphins offered no resistance to the Chiefs.
I'm gonna tell you something.
Bad games.
The Dolphins and the Cowboys are in similar situations, and and we had a conversation about this at the sports bar when we were watching an NFL game. And I'm in the camp, and it's not many people in my camp. Once I identify a mediocre quarterback, man, I move away.
Yeah.
The Justin Fields conversation we had. Once I identify that a guy is not an elite talent. And I know it sounds crazy, because we don't have that many. But you have to move away, especially before you pay him a huge contract. So you got these Justin Fields, the Tuas, the Daks, and Dak is coming off of a big contract. And if you retain him, you have to pay him even more. He was already overpaid when you just paid him now, and you got to pay him even more.
Yeah.
And then Tua, you have to now. It's time to pay the piper. And I would not pay these guys. I know what you are. Tua, I know you've never won a game in cold weather. Guess what? NFL playoffs, every team you play, you're going to have to play in cold weather in the AFC.
It's just the bigger issue than the cold weather for me, for Tua. He just cannot make plays off schedule at all.
0%.
You can't win important games without that ability to do that.
No, they didn't. What they won? One game this year. They beat Dallas. They beat Dallas Cowboys. It's the only playoff team
with a late field goal.
With the winning, yeah. And that's the Cowboys. Come on, man.
Yeah.
And all the big games you lost.
Yeah.
And we see that you have the weapons. We see you have the team.
Yeah.
The defense was hurt a little bit, but come on, man. Offense only put up 7 points. They're fully healthy on offense.
Yeah.
I would move away now.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
It's time.
I agree with you. No, I was big on the Dolphins all year. That was the team I wanted to have success. But in all the big moments, Tua was found lacking.
Yeah.
And it's really and I talked about it earlier. It's just the ability to make plays off schedule that defines high-level quarterback play. And he has none of that. And you just cannot win important games without that ability. So you're basically putting a very low ceiling on your team by continuing to move forward with him.
And I'm with you. We're talking to the caller. You can't worry about who are we going to get instead of him? You can't worry. What you have to worry about is I can't be stuck another 4 or 5 years paying this guy top dollar, knowing what I'm going to get
in the first round of the playoffs.
Knowing what I'm going to get.
Exactly.
I know my future, but I have to pay this guy because I don't know if I can do better.
Yeah.
You can't do that, man.
Yeah.
I'd rather go a firm step or two below, pay him minimum to mid money, and stack my team in other areas and fight that way. I'd rather do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
No, I agree.
The Jared Goffs, the Matthew Staffords. I'd rather take that route.
And Jared
Russell
Goff,
Wilson
and
now.
we've said this before. Very few like really high level draft picks don't work out with their initial team and end up having good careers after.
Yeah.
And Jared Goff, like he might be an exception to that.
Yeah.
He's definitely played well in the last 2 years in Detroit. He got a playoff win. He might get another one this week.
Yeah.
He'd be a favorite, and who knows where that goes. And so if he's able to sustain that, that's pretty impressive on his part.
It is. And there's a ceiling on Goff.
Yeah.
But guess what? Detroit is able to stack their team in other areas. They still have money to spend. You know, Detroit's going to go into this offseason, whatever their fate may be, and they're going to add more pieces to their team because they can, because they have the flexibility to do so.
But I would say this, and I like Stafford.
Yeah, Stafford's always had the arm talent.
But he's got a lot of grit. And I thought even in defeat, he really played well.
Yeah.
Like he made a lot of tough throws. He took a physical punishment. Might have had a concussion. Like I don't know, but that guy I'm really high on. I have a lot of respect for him. And the thing is, like, that may have worked for both teams. It got the Rams a Super Bowl, which they wanted and needed. And it may have gotten the Lions a quality QB.
Well, no, it definitely got
contending
Detroit. It
team.
got Detroit out of the doldrums of the NFL.
Yeah,
Detroit was a laughingstock. And things of that nature. But remember, like I said, money is so important in the NFL. They were paying Stafford, top dollar. Stafford was one of the top 5 paid quarterbacks in the NFL, and they had to. His arm talent was great. That's when Calvin was there. They were a high octane offense, especially throwing the ball. They just weren't winning many games.
Yeah,
and kudos to them. Not being the Cowboys, not being the maybe potential Dolphins and things of that nature, and just wanted to keep rolling the dice with that, and understanding, hey, there's we see the ceiling on this. It's time. It's time for a change.
Well, and that's why they were able to do that with a trade.
Yeah,
which that's a little
rare.
Fortunate.
Yeah.
And a player for player trade, not a trade where we're moving for a bunch of future considerations.
Yeah,
and it was a rare trade that I think worked for both teams for what they needed at the time.
Yeah,
and again that really look at that, and it was quality on both parts.
I would like to see Justin Fields in Dallas, see what he can do there.
I'd like to see him in Atlanta, honestly. Go back home, play in Atlanta.
That might be better. That might be better.
Dude, they haven't hired a coach yet. They've talked to Belichick apparently.
They interviewed Belichick, which is I thought was quite interesting.
Why?
I wouldn't, if I'm Belichick, I wouldn't fucking coach the Atlanta Falcons. You don't have a quarterback. The question is, who does he?
Here's the thing, and it's a weird thing, but I think it has something to do with his age. Like where does he belong? Now the Cowboys, whatever, but they're going to go run it back with McCarthy, which makes sense. But there was it's obviously a splashy hire, which we always feel kind of fits a Jerry Jones move, but that's not going to happen. There's the San Diego thing, but they seem to be focused on Harbaugh. So what is that opening for Belichick? And I think it's really driven by, I think Arthur Blank wants him. I think he's pushing to say, hey, we'll do whatever it takes to get you.
He's definitely going to take his time with that.
He should let this play out and see where all the cards fall and then make the decision. But again, immediately there's not necessarily a bunch of fantastic jobs.
Not fantastic, but they're better ones.
The Chargers, if you like Herbert, that's might be the most intriguing.
Well, reportedly, he wants to go to the NFC. He doesn't want to stay in the AFC because of respect for Patriots and things like that. Whatever you take for that. That's just a fucking report. But apparently, after the season, who knows what Pittsburgh is going to do with that situation. And there's going to be, there may be some moving parts with other teams that just are not apparent right now.
Yeah.
And we'll go from there. Now, Harbaugh, what's interesting about that? He went back and negotiated. He's negotiating with Michigan.
Yeah.
And he wants some clauses in that once NCAA come down with their rulings and their after their investigation, like, hey, okay, you cannot fire me under any circumstance, no matter what the NCAA find in their investigation. Now, some people
Now, is that for you can't get fired for anything related to the NCAA investigation or findings?
Yes.
So, but if he did something else outside of this investigation,
Yeah.
I can't imagine that they would forego the ability to fire him for other reasons.
Now, right. Now, some people are saying, yeah, that's great for him. He should protect him and his family, his finances, things like that. But what comes to my brain is like, well, what does he really think NCAA is going to come down with something? Did he really do something? Did something really go down?
Okay, so I'm a little confused. I haven't followed too closely. So he had the 3-game suspension. Was that just by the Big Ten?
Apparently so. Because
so the NCAA still has this out there where something else can come down.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it does make sense, and again, I mean, it does suggest. I mean, I thought he'd go to San Diego, for sure, but even bothering to have these discussions suggests that it's not a done deal
for
Harbaugh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because why would you even bother to be having this negotiation?
Maybe he really wants maybe his heart really wants to stay in college and just ride this out.
Yeah.
And do a saving thing.
Yeah, no, that's interesting. I would not think he would do that, but I mean, there is a line of thought. Like once you in college football in particular, like once you get to a certain level, it's way better job stability than the pro game offers.
Yeah,
the pro game. I mean, you had Belichick and you got Tomlin, and both might move in this offseason. I mean, other than that, who's a really long tenured guy anywhere?
Yeah.
I'm hard pressed to think of anyone. So that's, and half of the NFL guys though too, like they're almost like unnoticeable. A lot of the head coach. I mean, I guess they get criticized, but like real quick, the coach of the Bengals, like, do you even do you know the name at the top of your head or no? Like the coach of Cleveland, like you're showing him during the game a little bit. I don't know shit about this guy. Like seriously, but college football, it's a bigger. You're the big swinging dick guy when you're, especially when you get your program up and running.
Yeah.
And then you get these like, Norvell. And remember what I said last week about the agent who represents all the college coaches?
Right.
So Norvell got an extension, Sarkisian got an extension, and DeBoer got the job. And so all of his guys are getting something out of this Saban retirement, which is crazy. But I guess you got to do it.
We went over quite a bit here, so we got to end the show. We still got time to talk about Netflix, the NBA next week, and other than that, Pascal got traded to the Pacers. I think that's a small story.
Pacers, relatively small. I think it's an interesting, good fit.
It's a decent fit. I think they gave up a ton, but I think he'll work well with the Pacers.
They gave up 3 first-round picks.
Yeah, 3 first-round picks and a young player. But what happens is that you kind of shot your load. You don't kind of shot your load there because the only other big tradable piece you have is Halliburton. You never traded Halliburton.
Yeah.
So you can't really, improve the team via trade or anything.
Right.
Yeah, that's kind of you shot your trade low piece there, which is, I mean, Pascal is he's a good player, and see how he fits alongside Turner will be interesting, but it didn't move the needle much. They're going to be
you don't make that trade and feel like the Pacers are going to contend for a title.
Definitely not a title, but I don't even think they hit the second or third tier. I mean, are they better than the Knicks?
Yeah, maybe.
I think that's the same tier.
Yeah.
The team they still are in.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think you have a pretty clear 3-team line of demarcation in the East, and they don't threaten that. And Miami's showing a little something lately.
You always gotta.
And then you've got then you kind of have like again the Knicks, the Magic, the Pacers, and that's kind of that Cavs, but none of those teams are scaring anybody.
No.
So. Yeah, that's what you are.
Hawks are in like 10th or 11th place. I looked at that. I was like, wow.
What'd you think they were? Higher or lower?
They should be higher.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But they've they're just treading water.
I know they are, but I mean,
yeah, and I think there's talk they want to move on from DeJounte Murray.
Yeah.
It's like if that's what your talk is in the middle of the season, like you're not doing anything.
Yeah. I mean,
you know, if you're giving up on a guy, like it's like that's not a sign that you're having a good year.
Yeah.
In and of itself. So, they've just kind of, they're not very good, and Murray was the one piece that they added recently.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's just
the
kind of
rookie has been good. The Jalen Johnson guy, he's been good. But other than that, then and then the Trae Young's camp, you see what they put out, right?
No, what are they saying?
That he would like to play with Victor. He wants to play with Victor.
Wemby.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I think that could be good.
Yeah, a lot of light skin power.
Golden State 4.0.
Yeah, that would be funny.
Another light skin rain coming.
Why? Yeah, if you're Trae Young, like, why not?
Why not?
And he's from Oklahoma, and Texas is kind of close. It's return to the Midwest, I guess. And I mean, like, here's another reality maybe he's come to is like, hey, as the tier 1 star of a team, they're not going anywhere. He's been that for 3 or 4 years, and they're
4 or 5.
10th in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah.
Like, so it's like he's looking at it and go, I need to play with somebody that's better, somebody that's going to make a bigger difference than I alone can. So that's some clear-headed thinking by him, and if he could finagle that move for himself, I think he's doing himself a favor.
And I would like it. I would like that.
I wouldn't be against that. I wouldn't be against that.
I would like that.
Be interesting.
All right, so we'll catch you guys next week on the bench.
All right.